everybody, and welcome to MFL Total Access. That's Babelisa, this is Salvin, some call me Willpower. We are pumped for the show today. That's all I gotta say. I just rhymed.
What am I Salvin?
It's Ahmed from the Miami Dolphins.
The one who?
Ahmed.
That's your guy.
Boy, what's up? But soon we're gonna have Dalvin Cook, so we're all good.
You think they're signing him?
That's
If Willie was an insider, all the players would go to Miami. So Diop's coming to Miami. It's crazy that Diop's still unsigned, eh?
Yeah, it's crazy. I think you can make the case as the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree with
No,
that.
for real. Chris Hope would say so. But make sure you put Chris Hope in your top 5.
Oh boy. You guys kiss and meet up?
Bro, a lot more than that.
Alright, so
Ridiculous now.
we're talking about it off record, and the guys didn't want to do the top 5 anymore because it had too many reactions. Terry didn't want to
Yeah,
do
I
it
asked the question
because he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
mainly because it takes like half an hour.
Yeah, but that's good because a lot of people reacted at the field. A lot of people reacted in the comments. Some reacted good. Some reacted poorly.
Majority.
We created a big feud between Mike Jazz and Kevin.
Yeah.
To the point where people thought that the Leo and Kevin fight was Mike Jazz and Kevin. People asked me, will Mike Jazz and Kevin got to fight at the field? And it started in the comments, then they almost threw punches at the field. I'm like, sure wasn't that Leo? No, it was Mike Jazz. It was Mike Jazz.
So just to rectify everything, the goal of that segment is not to create fires left and right. There's enough fires in Quebec right now. It's just to add conversation to the league and put the guys on the spotlight and talk about some fun stuff.
Oh, some.
So we're gonna keep going with it, but please take it with a grain of salt and keep having fun with it. Keep talking with us. Keep changing with us about it. Let us know what your top 5 would be. And a lot of people were expecting a top 5 defensive team this week. Are you guys comfortable to go with that?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're giving the public what they want. You're not deciding. I'm sure you can go 360 and go like.
Yeah, I thought about it, but at the same time, like, you gotta give what the people want, right?
Trust.
What's this for?
I listen to my fans to measure.
But like, why is 4 and 5 so close?
It's probably like, I don't know.
Centimeters. The higher you go up, the more the centimeters are close. I don't know why they're like this.
No, it doesn't. 1 and 2 is closer than 2 and 3.
Yep. The centimeters work, my guy.
Did you guys see Jeremy's comment that we were sleeping on him?
Rudy.
Yeah.
It's my boy Jeremy.
I feel he has to be healthy to be in the top 5, right? He ain't playing right now.
Yeah. Trust. He's slowly becoming a 3 guy.
Jeremy is a top 15 player in the
Maybe
league.
3 guy.
Offense, defense, quarterback.
Jeremy is a top 15 player in the league.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we doing top 15s now?
I don't know. I'm just asking a question.
Top 15 for, definitely top 15.
Yeah.
15, yeah.
Okay, rank me.
Okay, no.
Okay.
Also, big shout out to our boy Ben Denis. We asked the public often, what do you like about this setup? What do you like about this setup? And this is the first time that I think I got like 2 people commenting that they like this setup right now.
This one better?
Yeah.
The other one was a little strange.
But all that's thanks to Ben because like at first I thought like a lot of things on this podcast are thanks to Ben. So thank you a lot for like giving us your input, your insight. And when we say let us know what you guys think or help us out or whatever, like we actually mean it. Ben gave us a bunch of like a skeleton to do this, that. Like we're gonna try to make things more interactive and better. And he's been helping us a lot. Like at first I just thought we needed like my TV in the background to have the MFL logo. But now like I can literally put the MFL picture anywhere, like
floating in the air.
Yeah, like on your face, and we won't see your beautiful face anymore.
Yeah, come on.
So like this setup is a lot better. I think we're a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, the logo's like right there now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
Good job, Willie.
That's awesome.
When you say Ben, you talking about Mr. 7-Eleven, huh?
I was open, baby.
Yeah.
I was open.
Well, we'll talk about his games this past week.
Trust.
We'll saw that firsthand.
Trust. Unfortunately.
Did you sleep well that night?
A few hours means well, but yeah, I did. No, honestly, I didn't.
Speaking about Will, I got another comment that you should calm down your high-pitched voice.
For real?
Hurts people's ears, he said, yeah.
Okay, I'll be sure to do it even more now. Thanks for telling me.
Also,
But
before
okay, thanks for that.
last comment I had before we started, got a lot of complaints about the refs this past week. And a lot of people write to Will and not to me directly, and then Will just asks me what the actual rule is.
Maybe
and
sometimes.
And then I tell him, and then he forwards it to you. You could save yourself back and forth by asking me.
Yeah.
But also, I just want to mention that like when you say that you lost because of one call, and you lost the game by like 2 or 3 possessions, and your quarterback threw 4 picks, it's not because of that one call that you lost the game, right?
Right. Facts.
Right.
And also,
Facts.
sometimes a ref might make a slight mistake or something that doesn't impact the game all that much. but I can guarantee you that 99.9% of the time, if not 100, he's consistent across both teams. Like a great example first time when I refed your game, the rusher bags maybe placed at like 7.5 yards instead of 7 yards, and we only noticed it maybe like later in the game, but it was the same for both teams.
Right.
Like one rusher was noticing and complaining, but that's how it was throughout the whole first half for both teams. So there was no unfair advantage gain there or anything like that. So like rules like, for example, can the QB maintain his balance by putting the football on the ground? Before getting upset about it being not right, make sure that you know the rule about it, right? Like sometimes things are legal, people do not know it's legal, and then they're getting mad and they're saying it's a BS call when in fact the rule would permit it. So that's it for the ref segment of this week. I spoke about it enough last week.
It was a lot shorter than last week.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So
Take it.
let's go with what the people want, because that's who I am. I like to give what people want.
Their show after all.
It's my show after all. Draft segment for this week, we're going all defensive team. I think GF Dalaz asked for it. Dylan asked for it. Andrew asked for it. So like a bunch of defensive players asked for it.
Yeah.
And I'll let you guys run with it. So we're going to go like last week. We're doing a lineup.
Serpent again, eh?
Serpent again. We're going safety, corner, halfback, linebacker, depending on what you call him, and a rusher.
It's basically a rusher and 5 DBs.
Yeah.
However we want.
Like 6 players total, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the lineup.
6. Okay.
Yeah. You started last week?
Who won?
I think it was tied.
Oh, that's
No,
true.
we don't do ties.
I think it was 2-2.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Whoever wins decides.
You could decide if you want to go first.
No, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Else I'm not playing. Rock, paper,
Should we just
scissors.
alternate and I go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Terry's going first, and then you're going to have 2 picks.
Okay.
And we're going safety, linebacker, corner, rusher.
But you can pick whatever person you want
You
first.
can put a safety and put him at linebacker if you want.
But I can pick a rusher first if I wanted
sure.
to.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying you have to position those guys. Like if you want to pick Marvin and put him at rusher, you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And if you want to take Andrew and put him at linebacker, you're allowed to do that also. If you want to take Steve and put it at rusher, it'd be really dumb, but you can also do that.
Hey, if I saw Steve running at me, I'd scream.
Sorry, we're going right now, right? Like the team would line up.
You want to go tomorrow?
No, I meant it's not like all
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
The team we'd line up tomorrow.
Yes.
I love Mac's comment of let's do that 6-on-6 game.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Well, we needed the defense for them to go up against each other, right?
There you go.
Maybe we'll do it after this week. With the first overall pick on the all-defensive team, I'm going with none other than Andrew Grant.
Do you want to call safety CB? CB?
Taking away a good half of the field, and his mouth will take away the other half of the field.
I love that pick. It would have been my first pick too.
That's a good one. Okay, fine. You're going to go Andrew. I'm going to go a teammate of Andrew's. Some say the best defensive caller in MFL. Give me Dylan.
Oh,
Plug that middle.
nice.
Grab those flags. Maybe injure a few people along the way. But he's going to be running in that middle. And ain't nobody going to be getting past him. A 3-yard slant ain't going to go for more than 3 yards. Give me Dylan. And then, not just because he's my boy, because I played with him, and because we got into a little something last week. I've always said this guy's a great defender. Jeff already wrote it down. Give me D-Hop, baby. Give me Chris Ho, baby. I know he was crying last week. I didn't take him. Give me him this week. All kidding aside, I would have taken him. I always said, for me, Chris is more of a defender than he is a receiver. I know he'll get mad at that too. But it's not taking away anything about his receiving skills. He's a great receiver. But he's our defensive caller on Iron Wolves. When he's playing defense, he's sound. He's always in the right position. Never gets beat deep. Knows exactly where to be. And he had the game-winning play against Gokok that gave us the first one of the season. So give me old man Chris Hope.
Talking about old man Chris Hope, I was talking to him about the last week's segment top 5. It was top 6. He was mad about you not picking him. Anything. I told him, Chris, don't worry about it. Soon we're gonna do a top a starting lineup. Grandpa are gonna go for sure. And they started laughing. You better not lift me up on this one.
But Chris was so funny. I get to the field, he's like, "Come guard me, bro. Come guard me." I'm like, "Wait, what's happening?" It's like, "Well, come guard me now. Come guard me." Like, okay,
Wearing the same jersey as you.
But all kidding aside, I love it. I love to see that passion. Good stuff. Those are my first 2 picks.
I love it. Locking down the middle.
I'm surprised this guy's still here because I thought you were going to take him first the same way you did last week. I'm going with Jonathan Svetna.
That's a good one. That's a good. I debated.
Averaging over half a pick a game all time in his MFL D1 history. I put him at safety.
I want to put him at safety.
Yeah.
All right.
And then with my third pick, I'm going to go with our boy, Marvin Steinberg.
Solid.
32 picks in 50 games in D1.
Wow, that's
Wow.
a lot.
Some would say that's more than one every 2 games.
It is.
Quick maths.
Come on, my guy.
You know how to count, huh?
Hey,
So
my guy,
I
come
heard
on.
someone told you couldn't count.
Yeah.
I really, really, really enjoy how you guys built your team completely differently. Even last week, you went inside out, he went outside in, and now he's going inside out, and you're going outside in. So
You gotta follow that gut.
Well, it's just want to say, like, I spoke with Dave on the side, and like it's very interesting that we're building a team based on the fact that like last week, for example, we could have even picked a quarterback last. We kept our snappers to last, not because they're the least important positions, but just because there were going to be 2 picked. If you get the first one or the second one, there's not that much of a difference. Whereas like you're picking 4 we were picking 4 receivers last week, so like you want to make sure you stack up your receivers. Like this week, some would argue that like the safety position and the rusher position are more important on the defense. But right now, like there's only 2 rushers that are going to be picked, so I'm gonna give you my card telling you I was gonna save it for last, but like it's not saying much, right?
I got you. That's a good take about Lisa. Does the player have to be healthy? Okay, like he has to be playing this season, right?
The game would be tomorrow, let's say.
yeah, the game will be tomorrow.
Okay.
You're gonna pick me, eh?
I didn't say that. I was, but don't flatter yourself too much. Okay, that's fair. I need to go. Okay, I played against him this week, and he had a heck of a game in that first game against Steve. I'm going Tommy LeMay.
Oh,
I love that
So-
pick.
he could play
I
anywhere.
love that pick.
Hall
So
of Famer.
you know what I realized about this Gokok team is they on defense they have weird calls like Japan 2-2 sushi slide to the left, 2.2 cat right mouse.
If you haven't realized yet that like everything they say means nothing,
Okay, so
it's very, very slow. Like
I was on the sideline and I was
Come on,
trying to
Willie.
figure out who was dropping, and it's like they're calling like Japan sushi left, right. And I was like, bro, different guys are trying. Anyway, I couldn't figure it out. All that to say, and I don't know if he calls the D, but he's heart and soul of that defense. I'm taking him.
He had 3 picks against Steve.
3.
were they sick picks?
One of them was really, really sick, a one-hander that he went and got. The other 2, he just made the right play. It was more on Steve than on him, but at the same time, he was in the right position. And you don't get 3 picks because you're lucky, right?
That
Yeah,
too.
of course
But for
not.
me, it's like it's not even like the picks, of course, help. But I find he just takes away side of the field.
Yeah,
he's gonna
for sure.
take away. He's not gonna get. You talk about sound. He reminds me a lot of Chris, a sound player.
Yeah.
Gonna get those
A
PDs.
smart player.
Will not get beat deep.
A lot of experience.
A lot of energy.
CB?
I'm putting him at CB 100%. I'm putting him at CB.
I
So
love
got
that pick.
thank you. I got LeMay, I got Dylan, I got Chris Hope. So that's 3 different guys from D1, eh? Okay, a rusher is a very important position.
I agree with that too.
I wanted to save rusher for last, but I won't. And a very quick rusher in this league, and a guy that hasn't played in the league forever that we may not talk about, and I'm a little biased because he plays on my team and had a heck of a game against Dom. Give me Stanley. I like Stanley. Stanley's quick. He doesn't miss flags. He's gotten a lot of PDs this year. Against Steve, against you guys, I think he knocked the ball down twice. He knocked Steve's balls twice.
Facts.
The footballs I'm talking about. Knocked them down twice. And had a solid game against Dom. You know, was not many people could keep up with Dom. Dom got him a few times. He got Dom a few times. But I like Stanley. Energy's great, so I'm going rusher. I'm going Stanley here.
You want your rusher to be fast? There's
Yeah.
not a lot of players that are faster than Stanley in the
No.
league.
So I'm missing a defensive play caller. I mean, a bunch of these guys can call it defense, right? But with Dylan on the other side, I need my own little mastermind. And not only this guy maybe one of the best defensive play callers, but he's also the all-time leader in pick sixes in all of MFL. I'm gonna go Kevin Smuda. What's the silence for, Willie?
What do you mean he has pick sixes?
He leads all of MFL D1 all
And
time.
throwing pick sixes.
No,
In pick sixes.
He's picked the ball off and ran in the end zone.
and second place all time is Kevin Kusei. For those who did not know.
Well, that doesn't mean much.
Oh, you said Kevin Smuda at 1.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said Kevin Kusei. My bad. Sorry. But I thought you said Kusei. My bad, Kusei. You're...
The fact that Kusei's leading that stat, that is
Well, he
second
has a-
after Kevin,
It's pretty impressive.
Well,
it's
has-
not impressive. It just means that the stat doesn't really mean much.
Well, he has 100 games played more than everyone else.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, Smuda's a good pick.
Yeah, he's a good defensive caller. Yeah.
Some other guys that you maybe wouldn't be familiar with or you wouldn't expect to be in the top. Vince Blondin, number 3. Octavio Laguno, who I think played before we even got in the league. Vince Granada. Mike Lesniak.
Hey, remember Blondin? He's a good tackler, remember?
He's a really good tackler.
Yeah, really good tackler.
It's surprising that Andrew only has 6 pick sixes in 68 games, right? Smoot has double of that 12 in less than double of Andrew's game.
But Smoot is like secretly fast. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
He's unsecretly smart. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
But every time, like, no jokes, I feel like every time he gets a pick six, it's on the first play of the first drive.
Smoota.
Yeah.
He sets the tone. He's
Yeah.
a tone setter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a TS. He's definitely a TS.
I don't know what a TS is, but TS
Tone setter.
in French, it's travailleur social, so.
Ah, fais pas ça, ben. My turn?
What did you say?
No, he still has another
Oh,
pick.
shoot.
What did you say?
On fait pas ça. Ah, ben.
So let's look at another guy.
Yeah.
You got a lot of great guys. Speaking of Vince, tackler, this, that. I need another LB, right?
Yeah.
In the middle of the field. I got Flash and Marvin on the sides, Vetton in the middle. I think I could play with like 5 guys and I'd still like beat Willie's team right now.
My team's crushing your team.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd say that, but
My team's
whatever.
crushing your team.
Who else do we got now? Let's see. Kevin Kusel, time leader in tackles for D1. Let's see.
He's showing all stats, huh?
Yeah, I know. Too much
I
on
know
this
what
guy.
to go with. And he could play literally any position. He just came back this week. He dominated on O, but he's also a great defensive player. I'm going to go with Alexander Bress.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a really, really, really
That's
good
solid.
call.
That's solid.
You're right, because this week he was lining up at safety, he was lining up at linebacker, he was lining up at CB, he was everywhere.
Yeah.
I was scared he was going to rush at one point.
Yeah, for reals.
That's a really good.
That is a good pick. I like
yeah.
that one. Good to
But
see you
that's-
back too. So so Terry has one more pick, and okay, I got my last 2 right now, eh?
Yep, you got a safety and a
Okay.
corner.
I like this, and I'm happy I get to shout this guy out because I shouted him out 2 weeks ago, but it was kind of under the radar. I was scorekeeping Pocket Rockets against. What game was it? No, it wasn't Pocket Rockets. Jagerbomb. Who was it? I completely forget. But this guy set the tone of the game.
A
And-
TS.
What?
A TS.
Yeah, he's a tone setter. He's 100% tone setter. No, what game is gonna bug me? Terry, help me out. It was a game
This past weekend?
No, it was 2 weeks ago. It was
I'll check.
That's why the segment is really long.
Pocket Rockets. Okay, name me Pocket Rockets roster in D2.
The roster?
Yeah. Yes, I'm almost sure he plays Pocket Rockets in D2. I know he's a solid D3 player.
Khalil, Leo, Philip, Victor, Simon.
Bingo. Dumas?
Yeah.
There he is. We talk about a guy that who can I compare him to? Like a Kyle Lowry, like a guy that doesn't necessarily get stats, but everybody needs a guy like him on the team. And Simon is a guy that can do everything on the defensive side of the ball. He can tackle, he can knock balls down, he can get interceptions, and I think that he's more of the underrated player in the league because we haven't really seen him play D1 yet. But I think he's D1 ready on the defensive side of the ball. I like him, and I believe he had another big game this week. I think on offense
You're
he
saying he
did.
doesn't really get stats. He had a touchdown, 2 picks in his D3 game. Scored on a Hail Mary last play of the half.
I feel like his presence is more felt like just with him being on the field, like kind of that guy that everybody needs a guy like him on the team. I really like him. He's tall. He uses it to his ability, and he's a super quiet guy. I think that's why he may fly under the radar. So I'm going with Simon there. As I'll put him at safety, but I could see him going anywhere. This is my last pick. No, I have one more.
Yeah, one more CB. I love it how we're growing all across the league.
Yeah, I like that pick. Talk about a value pick. That's a good one. Okay, with my next pick, we go D1. Oh wait, yeah.
10, 9, 8.
The Miami Dolphins are on the clock.
Okay, give me a sec. Terry, you know who you're picking?
Yeah.
You actually do?
Yeah.
You're just saying that you don't actually know who you're picking.
It's a rusher, bro. You think he doesn't know what rusher to pick?
That's a good call.
Bro, just pick my Jazz at this point.
That's a good one. I'm gonna go Baby Maynard.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm going Baby Maynard.
He got a couple of picks in D2 this past weekend.
So he has length. He's a young buck, like we all know.
And he's still growing.
He's
still growing.
gonna learn a lot with Dylan and Chris on his team.
What I like about my defense is we got
If he doesn't
length.
get scared of them.
No, Dylan will baby him.
Life. Is there more life than Andrew
No,
talking?
length.
Oh,
We got length. We got long arms. We got pterodactyl arms. Ain't nobody splitting the needle on our defense. We got shutdown D. We got corners. I like Baby Maynard there.
I like that pick.
Thank you.
Ashton's gonna be mad, but I like that pick.
I was debating between Ashton though.
So I got a 1 rusher left. I don't know if you guys are going to accept this pick. 'Cause I don't think he's playing this spring season, but I was going to go with, there's a lot of great rushers, and I hesitated, but like, to me, I think the best rusher right now after the fall season was Hinsley Adams. I don't know if you guys accept this. He's not playing this season right
Yes, we
now.
don't accept.
I accept.
No, we clearly said whoever's playing this season.
He is playing.
On?
Trollers.
He must be on the roster.
Is he on the roster? If he's on the roster, we accept.
Babelise is slipping up.
I mean, I could have just said his name and you didn't know he wasn't playing, right?
Hinsley?
Yeah.
No, good thing you told me he wasn't playing. Oh my god, I follow the league.
We do not accept him.
So-
Surprise, surprise.
I got two other guys.
That should be an immediate X, to be honest.
No, because I said it. I didn't go all sneaky.
Okay, I guess.
So I got two other guys that I want to give a huge shout out to. I'll start with the one that's not my pick, a little bit lesser known. He rushes only in D2 right now. Jeremy Lavoie-Patry, the rusher for Jagerbomb. I think he has 7.
Oh, he's really good.
I think he has 7 sacks in his last 2 games, I believe.
Wow.
He's been rushing for a long time. Heart and soul of that defense. Great guy. So very close. He'd be like my 1B pick.
Mm-hmm.
But for 1A, I gotta go with the guy who actually won Best Rusher twice in Division 1. 56 total sacks in 35 games, including 5 safeties, getting them points on defense. This guy plays on a great team with a great defense and single-handedly carried this defense, and that's Francis Huot-Locas from the Centurions.
It's a good pick.
So that's my pick for the rusher.
Francis from
a solid
Centurions, huh?
Yeah.
The Centurions had a heck of a... We'll talk about it, but they had a heck of a defensive game against us. And a lot of their
You
comebacks...
can argue that their victory, the turning point, the play of the game and their victory against Outlaws this year was when he sacked Steve to bring them back out of the red zone, and then that was the one time Outlaws didn't score, right?
There you go.
Yeah, I love that pick. So, you guys vote. You guys talk about it at the field. You guys come and see Willie.
Just don't throw any punches.
Yeah, just come see Willie and Terry and let them know they're sleeping on you.
I'm sure there's a bunch of good guys we forgot.
Yeah.
I think there's
Yeah.
more. I think we forgot more guys this time than last week. I feel.
Wait until you see my top 5. So Terry's he has Vetna at safety. He has Flash and Marvin on the outsides. Smooth Abreast in the insides, and he has Francis from Centurion. That's Russian. Fast. I love that pick.
Fast.
Willie, he has Simon at safety, Baby Menard and LeMay on the outsides, Dylan and Hope in the middle, and he has Stanley Russian.
Come on, babe.
So with all due respect to Simon, who I love and he's a great player, your D1 starting safety is a player who's never played D1.
And that's why he's going to kill in D1, because people are going to test him. And they gon' pay.
Yeah.
Mama, they gon' pay.
For my part,
Let's go.
Okay.
I have Dylan, I have LeMay, I have Flash, I also have Francis Russian,
Nice.
and I have Svetna at safety. But you guys slept on someone, and I can't believe you slept on that guy. I have GF Delos.
Oh, damn.
GF that can play anywhere.
boy.
Yeah.
Put him on
He was huge for us
CB,
today.
he could play. Put him at linebacker, he could play. Put him at safety, he could play. Put him at rusher, he could play.
Yeah.
He could legit play anywhere.
Yeah.
My
He
OG
brings
physio, my bad GF, my boy.
Yeah,
he
for
brings
reals.
an input to Dylan because he's
Yeah.
a super smart defensive play caller.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Thanks for having our backs, because
that guy, you guys slept on him big
even
time.
last week when we were talking, we didn't even give him a shout out for anything. Like even
It's
on
true,
offense, that he's mainly a receiver, but the past 2 seasons he started to snap.
Yeah.
And he's
He's a
great
baller.
snapper.
Yeah,
we didn't
yeah.
mention him in the snapper
He can do
conversation.
anything.
And he told me, I legit told him like the truth. I'm like, I forgot you were a snapper. Like
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah.
you're a receiver.
Yeah.
You're
He
a,
can do
you're a
anything.
bump.
He played
You
with
can
us
catch the ball.
at the wide with Iron Wolves, and a catch didn't count because it was a penalty on us, but it was like a ball DeMario threw in double coverage, and he just tracked the ball and came back and made a sick catch.
No,
He's
no.
literally an ATH athlete.
Preach.
Yeah,
And he's
for
such
sure.
a good guy that he won't care that we left him off the list.
Yeah.
Thankfully for
He
Jack.
Yeah,
should.
good call.
He should though.
Yeah.
He should be mad.
Yeah.
But you're right. He'll never be mad because he's such a good dude, a really good teammate too. So yeah, that's my team, and I don't feel bad because I'm like I drafted alone because you guys actually forgot about a big piece and
Yeah.
That's huge. Thanks for having our back. So
there you
under
go, folks.
25 minutes, we're good. We're
That's
got 5
pretty good.
minutes
Okay.
to spare.
Okay, that's good.
Start with D5.
Let's go. Day 5, baby.
Did you guys see any D5 games?
I saw a couple. I refed all day Saturday.
So Tropics. I want to start with the Tropics.
Yeah, I was
Thunder,
surprised about that
Hot Dogs, because Hot Dogs had a very good team.
Yeah,
And they're
44
sitting
points.
1-3, playing against this Tropic Thunder who were 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
And Etienne Simard kind of just said, "Fuck it,
Yeah.
I got legs. I'm gonna use them." rushing for 11 times 106 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground.
Holy cow.
He added 2 passing touchdowns just to say that he could also throw the ball. He had Jaden, who went 7 for 73, a touchdown.
He's quick.
Benoit Simon, 6 for 57 and a touchdown. The ball distribution wasn't superb, but at this point, he got the job done, right? I'm sure everyone on Chili Hot Dogs is safe to say that they're happy they got their second victory.
Is that the record for most rushing touchdowns in the game?
I agree with what you're saying. No, I'm sorry. Keep going. Sorry. Keep going.
What was I going to say? The ball distribution?
No, nothing. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
You saw the other team?
Yeah. Sorry. I thought. Yeah. I saw the other team.
Gotta give a shout out to Louis Breton on Tropic Thunder though. He went for eight catches for $126, 2 touchdowns.
Holy, yeah.
The second best receiver only had 21 yards, so he accumulated more than half of Eduardo's passing yards in that game.
Yeah.
20 for 35, over 200 yards, 5 touchdowns should be enough to win you a game, but Eduardo got to protect that ball a little more, throwing 4 picks in that game. Benoit Simon getting 2, Hugo getting 1, Jaden getting 1. Hugo bringing his back for a pick 6. But really, Etienne Simon on the ground was a difference in this game.
That's crazy.
It's crazy that... And Mark is a pretty good rusher for this Tropic Thunder team. He got 1 sack on him. Tropic Thunder are a smart team. It's hard to think they didn't adjust at halftime, didn't do anything different, try to contain him a little more.
I don't remember the last time someone got 100 yards rushing.
For me, it's the 4 touchdowns that's more impressive. 100 yards is impressive, but
I can't remember the ball 11 times, and 4 of those times he scored.
Over a third.
Wow.
I can't, I know MFL is terrible with keeping records and stuff, but that could be a record.
It could be. We'll find out in a couple of years.
Good stuff, man. Derrick Henry.
Just to put into perspective,
Yeah.
the most rushing yards Dom had in a game ever was 116.
And Eduardo and Etienne had
108.
Wow.
106, yeah.
106.
Do you have his touchdowns?
3.
Okay. But that was more of a thrower. He doesn't, as much as he could run for 20 touchdowns a game, he decides to throw the ball.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, Dom can
But
run.
no one's more elusive than him.
Yeah. He could run for... Could he run for 100 yards every game if he wanted to?
Yeah.
I think he could. Yeah.
If he said, I'm running every second play, I'm trying to break 100, I think 9 games out of 10 he'll do it.
Yeah, I agree. So, just to put it into perspective. What did I say earlier?
Perception.
It's close.
Yeah.
You get to see it.
I said perception?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, guys.
That's okay. It's a pretty big word for you, though. It's all good. Good stuff.
You want to talk in French?
Oh, well, yeah, why? Yes.
No words in that sentence. No words. So, anything else about that game, Bobby?
No.
A lot of points, though. That's impressive for D5. A heck of a lot of points for D5.
Yeah, you're right.
I didn't check what our bold predictions were from last week. And we did more than one, so I'll check after and let you guys know if we got it.
I remember
mine.
2 bold prediction. I think I went 0 for 2.
I said that Ludo would throw for more.
Anyway, we'll check after. You didn't get it right. Did you guys hear anything about Jungle Squad Phoenix?
No, I was riffing next to them though, and per usual, Jungle Squad were having a really, really good time.
Nice.
I just heard them celebrate after a big touchdown.
I think they managed to get a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 receivers involved, at least a catch.
Yeah. I told them before the game that they were my favorite D5 team and to not let me down. I think they put up a respectable fight in that game with Kevin, who has a lot of experience, going 22 for 36, over 200 yards, 6 touchdowns. Props to Jungle Squad, who got an interception on defense. It's not easy to do when you're a new team, but they
easier when you're playing against Kevin, though.
You're right.
That is true.
You're right, but I think it's more props to
them.
Yeah, for sure.
But Kevin's got weapons, right?
Kevin's D5 team is stacked.
Yeah.
Is he favorite this year?
Yeah, every year to make the playoffs, to make it to the finals, but not to win the championship.
I'm not sure he's favored.
Kenny 2 touchdowns, Felix 2 touchdowns, our boy Michael Halavy 4 for 45, a touchdown, and he also got 2 picks on defense. Felix Bégin also with 2 picks on defense. Kenny getting 2 sacks. Catherine Blondin, we don't talk about her enough. 3 catches for 23 yards, 1 touchdown, but 3 1-point converts. So she was big on those converts.
That's Vince's girlfriend.
Wife.
Sister.
Yes.
It's his sister.
Well,
It's his sister.
Some say sister.
I know, but
we say wife.
Don't say that. Never say that.
But
we're not in Alabama.
But just say 3 of her. She caught 3 1-point converts, which were big in this game, right? Not in this game particularly, but could be big coming later in the season, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Elena getting 2 sacks, the captain of this Jungle Squad team, sacking Kevin twice, even though he ran 7 times for 43 yards.
Like Kevin's elusive, right? Like
surprisingly,
yeah,
very, very surprisingly.
So sack him is not easy.
Because he knows how to break tackles. He just shows that big belly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
Santa Claus coming to town.
So Elena is currently leading the league in sacks, tied with Guillaume Malo at 7.
Wow.
After 5 games, Guillaume has a few less games played, but for this player that says this team has never played flag before organized, right? And she currently has averaging over a sack a game on a team who's getting a lot of points scored against for the moment. That's very, very, very impressive. So keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Big Booty's Improbable. I didn't see any of this game, but I think a lot
Upset
of us picked
alert,
Big Booties. Yeah,
Upset alert.
Big Booties had Josh, they had Max, they had Kayla, they had Barbara. It looks like they had most of their players there. Max leading the way, getting more than half of Josh's completions, attempts, yards, all of his touchdowns. Was not enough. So ball distribution in the lower divisions. We see a lot of times you have one good player in the lower divisions. It could/should be enough to win. Improbable proving that saying wrong. Mathieu Demers playing a great game, 24 for 34, 170 yards, 3 touchdowns, just 1 pick.
He also ran when he had to. 5 runs, averaging 5-yard a run.
It's not pretty, but he gets the job done, right?
No, exactly.
Better than throwing a pick, better than throwing completion.
And I think it's the type of quarterback that's pretty smart. So if he sees that nothing's open, he's going to take it off. And if you can have a 2nd and 5 instead of a 2nd and 10 because you had an incompletion because you try to force the ball or even through an interception, you just take it and you run with it, right?
And big boy Alex LaRoche, 10 catches in this game, 52 yards, security blanket there, great hands.
Yeah, great hands, good route runner. He's a flag football coach because he knows where to find those holes and probably talking to his quarterback all game to let him know what to run and how to get his guys opens. It takes off a lot of pressure off of Mathieu's shoulders for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Now Improbable on a 2-game winning streak after starting 0-2, and we had spoken about them. Are they in trouble?
Yeah.
I think they're in great position right now. Next game against Chili Hot Dogs.
That could be game of the week.
Yep.
And quick shout out to Goldrick. He's, we everyone knows him because he's funny. He's super positive, but like he's good. Like not only does he have a quick feet, he's a good runner here.
He is really, really good.
8 catches in this game for a touchdown and getting an interception. He always seems to be like where the play is, he's there. Like every time I see a bit of their game, like he's always either making a tackle, making an interception, breaking up a pass, getting a touchdown.
When did we start playing in the league? With 7 rounders?
2016? 2018 or 7 rounders?
2018. I remember we were playing Division 2 against Old School and Godric. I still remember to this day. We were trying to stay away from him.
Yeah,
really?
There was a year they were called Chuck Norris Action Squad.
Yeah, you're right. We were on offense, and we didn't want to throw the ball on his side because he was super athletic.
He looks really unassuming though, like with the glasses, almost like a nerd.
I still remember to this day he made a sick pick way above his head, and he jumped for that thing, and he grabbed it, and we're like, "What the hell is happening?" So we just stayed off of him for the whole second half.
Yeah. Good idea.
At the QB camp, we were all like in street clothes there to throw the football, and he came like literally with his Jackrabbits uniform, shirt tucked in, his flags, his offensive playbook there, even though no one was going to call any plays. Like I want him to be in the zone.
He was ready. He was ready. No, a really good player.
Good stuff. I caught Bear Hood Weekend Warriors.
I just want to say that last week I bashed Simon Valiquette, and I gave him a heads up just so he could be ready for it. And then this week I noticed he didn't come back at me. So I'm like, did you watch it? He's like, no, I really like you as a friend and I wanted it to stay that way. So I didn't watch the episode that week. And I'm like, do you usually watch it? Yeah, religiously. So I'm like, okay, respect. But I just want to say that this week he was down 6 points with less than 5 minutes to go. With 1 minute left, he scores on a 31-yard touchdown to Albert Nguyen.
Wow, we talked about this last weekend.
And to tie the game, and then he gets the 1-point convert to go up 1.
Wow.
And his defense holds off to win that game when I think it was a back and forth game. That Weekend Warriors had a 2-score lead with 15 minutes left in the second half.
Yeah.
So I guess he could do it.
Wow.
Who says D5 can't be fun and chippy? Because this game was
yeah?
chippy. Oh, yeah. This game was back and forth.
No one ever said that.
Well, I guess I thought it before. But 32-31 Bear Hood. Let me tell you, in the second half, this game was played like it was the Super Bowl. Both teams were going at it. I'm not kidding. Both teams were going at it. There was a few, questionable, plays made by the defense. A little bit aggressive. But I thought Hollowak and I believe it was Danny reffing as well did a good job keeping the both teams' composure.
You just happened to watch the game.
It was right before Iron Wolves. Right before Iron Wolves game. Yeah. I watched it. And honestly, all kidding aside, it was a really, really fun game. I think that there was a time where it could have got out of hand. There were like players that you could tell their blood was boiling, but I think it was just kept in check. Like it was kind of one of those games.
Like the butt plug on.
Exactly. Exactly. But no, like both quarterbacks throwing 5 touchdowns.
Maybe you should have
game.
one. Else it would have been talking to your ass as much.
5.
almost fell off my chair.
5 touchdowns in this game on both quarterbacks. Simon Malik having a great game. He throws 3 interceptions to Elijah's 1, but still manages to get the dub.
I don't think anyone's listening to you anymore, but
yeah, that was good. Oh, my butt's hurting after that.
No shit, you've been talking for 5 minutes.
But no, all kidding aside, that was a really, really fun game. Fans were there, and that was good stuff. That could be the game of the year in Division 5.
wow.
A 63-point game. Only the team winning by only 1 point.
Yeah.
We love, like, it's nice to see a defensive game when you really know football.
Not really.
Exactly my point. Not really. Like, if you give me a shout out every day of the week, I'll take it. No stress over a defensive game. So yeah, for sure, putting up 63 points in Division 5 is a rare
rarity.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll take it and run with it.
And there's ballers on like this field. Like Albert Nguyen I think he's too good to play
Albert
in the
is a
division.
really good.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
a really, really good player. Yeah, for sure. Good take, Willie's butt.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a pretty good job, buddy. Good job.
Oh, he smacked his own ass. I caught
Most of the cookies might pass.
yes, because I was reffing them. It was a 5-against-5 game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because they agreed at the beginning of the week. Where are you going?
Open the AC.
Yeah,
kinda
yeah.
They got hot and we talking about butts.
So yeah, I caught up that game. Simon was subbing for Lesniak because Lesniak was sadly injured. He did a good job with a bunch of players that he never played with before. Distributed the ball well. He was picking up his teammates. Let them try to coach them a little bit for them to get better and understanding his concept.
Mm-hmm.
He had a snapper. I forgot her name. Sadly,
Daniela Gomez or Jordana Short.
I really can't say.
I would guess. I think it's Daniela. Did she catch a 30 bomb?
I thought it was
No.
Jordana.
It's Jordana.
Yeah.
It's Jordana. No, she didn't have. No, Daniela had the 30 bomb. Yeah, it was Jordana who was really stressed at the beginning of the game, snapping the ball. She never did before, but she did a fairly good job. She adapted really quickly, and in the second half, her snaps were a lot better than in the first. Shout out to Alex Laroche who was watching the game, and he came and saw her at halftime to let her know, give her a little bit of tips to snap the ball. That's what you love to see in the MFL, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And yes, Daniela, who got a big catch for 30 yards. It was everybody celebrated like it was a pick six or a touchdown. It was really nice to see. Also, Lesniak stayed all game to coach his team, giving them tips left and right, even though he wasn't playing. I also love to see that.
Oh, he was there.
He was there. Yeah.
You said they celebrated left and right when she caught a ball?
Well, she got a 30-yard bomb.
Near the end of the game, eh?
Yeah,
That was nice.
near
Yeah,
the
that was
end of
nice.
the
It was a
game,
nice catch.
Yeah, it was nice to see the teammates
Daniela also with 2 sacks in this game.
Sorry,
just 1 sack in this one. She had
One
2
sack,
sacks
yeah.
in the
No,
last game.
she put a couple of pressure on Curran, who she had him run around a couple of plays. It wasn't easy for him. It wasn't a walk in the park where sometimes you for a quarterback you're so in a zone that you don't even see the rusher. It wasn't the case for Curran. She really did a good job putting some pressure on him. And Simon had a good connection with Christanis with 2 touchdowns, 6 receptions, 67 yards, and Jorge with
my guy Jorge, man, ball down in this game, 5 for 114, convert, averaging over 20 yards a pop. Ref his first 2 games this past weekend, going over 100 yards.
He had some nice catches too, eh? Over the shoulder and adjusting to the ball.
Yeah, for sure.
Simon threw for 230 yards on 14 completions.
But Simon has a very weird wind-up, but it's a pretty ball and it gets there.
Yeah.
It really does get there.
But
rarely is it off.
Also gotta give credit to our boy Curran. Usually we talk about that he a runner. Going 17 for 27 in this game, over 200 yards, 5 touchdowns, just 1 pick. Those are great stats by a quarterback. That's going to win you a lot of games.
100%. He seemed to play a smart game. Like, he was in control of the offense, in control of the game
but
from
also,
start to finish.
A game where it's 5 against 5, there's a lot of space on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it was easier for him to like being able to read the field with
Yeah.
less people in it.
Right.
Yeah. Not to mention, I think Didier 3 catches, 3 touchdowns, also getting 2 sacks in this game.
Yeah.
Is the guy with the France jersey?
You're referring to the guy that plays on Kiss My Pass?
Yes.
I'm talking about a guy that's on the Mimosa crew.
Oh, well, probably not then.
Willie did a Willie again.
Willie pulled a Willie.
You're talking about Christianis Banzuzi,
That guy's good.
who played with KLB when they won the
Yes,
championship.
exactly.
Yeah.
He's quick.
No, yeah.
He got 2 touchdowns himself. In that
Yeah,
game.
he asked me if it was tough for the league to maybe put him in a free agent Div 1 or Div 2 team.
Mm-hmm.
I told him it's really rare to have a free agent team in those higher divisions.
Yeah.
It's mainly like teams picking up players here and there.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. But I'm sure a Division 2 team could like take him in because I think he was playing with Kill.
Like Terry
we
just
just said that.
Yeah.
My bad.
Jeff
I
pulled a
blacked out. It wasn't really a Willie because I also knew that
It wasn't that. You're right. She wasn't
it
about half
that
Willie.
bad. But yeah, no, he's a D2 player for sure. He could play. So if knock on wood, I wish that to no one. But if a team has the injury bug, maybe think about him. Did you just slap your ass again?
I don't know. The wood. Probably
Okay, sorry.
So looking at the games this upcoming weekend, Titans were on a bye week this past week, going up against Tropic Thunder, who just lost a crucial one against Chili Hot Dogs. Looking at the standings now, these Titans are 1-2, and Tropic Thunder are 3-2. To which team does this game mean more?
It's a heck of a good question.
I tend to ask those sometimes.
Sometimes I'm going with Titans because Titans are a great team. B and C, they're a great team, and they're a great team. But coming off the bye here, they won their last game, I believe, heading into the bye, and you want to continue that. You don't want the bye to stop your momentum. You want to be able to continue and continue to ride that ship because they've underperformed in seasons past, in my opinion. Because I say that because I know they're ballers. So if they could win this game against a team like Tropic Thunder, you said, like a team like Tropic Thunder, that'd be a statement win.
What do they got to do to win the game? Follow-up question.
That is another great question. For me, it's take care of the football. I think take care of the football, especially in Division 5. If you take care of the football, you play smart. Generally, your receivers are going to be able to break tackles and you return that to the house. So I think it's take care of the football, play smart, and this is a big game for Titans.
If Ben McMahon's there, they saw what it took for Chili Hot Dogs to beat them. Just do this 1-yard pitch play to Ben McMahon. He'll run all over Tropic Thunder. They didn't have an answer for Etienne.
It ain't complicated.
Yeah. And by saying that, now Tropic Thunder game plan for it.
Yeah, we know what we're talking about. They have to game plan for it. So, was that your question?
It was not a question. It was a statement.
Yeah,
I was telling them to game plan for it.
Bruh. You gotta do what you gotta do.
We talked about who the game meant more for. Mm-hmm. Who are you picking in that game?
You gotta wait till Thursday to see our picks.
That is true.
Okay, you guys can spoil us for one game.
Maybe I'd say I'm like 60% Titans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're going with the T.
We're
going with the double T in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, I think I gotta go with Tropic Thunder too. Coming off a loss and also Titan coming off a bye week. Sometimes you come back from a bye week, you're a little bit cold. You think you're on vacation. Where after a loss, you can't wait to get on the field again.
Facts.
To avenge that loss. So yeah, I have to go Tropic Thunder, who's having a really, really good season. They struggled against Mimosa Crew, but other than that, they've been having 3 solid wins against Bearhood, Phoenix, and Improbable. So a tough loss against Chili Hot Dogs where they put up 34 points, which is a lot. So so if they can fix their defense, I can see them winning that game easy.
Good call. Division 4?
Div 4. I refed Iron Wolves Airborne.
Okay.
Final score 32-20 for the Iron Wolves. First, big shout out to John. I know the stats say 3 catches, 47 yards, a 1-point conversion, which is true. But all 3 of those catches were very, very nice. And he had a pick where it was like, it was as if he called 1-2, like 1 dropping deep and 2, and he went on his butt, like a fire under his butt, and went completely across the field and made a sick pick like this. It was actually a really nice pick.
Huh?
Like a fire under his butt.
But how did he pick
that? like that, just over his head. And he said, "Willie, that was for you." I was like, "My dog, Iron Wolf's flight, baby." No, but seriously, John actually had and he had a really, really nice long bomb catch. I couldn't believe it. It was like the defender was draped on him. He caught it. He reeled it in. John had a good game. But the MVP for this one, for the Iron Wolves, you get debate between Jason McClear and Josh. Josh having 8 catches, a $109, 2 touchdowns on this one. Jason having a really good game. I know statistically 19 of 39 is not that great. There was a few miscommunication between some of the receivers. But for me, the more surprising thing about this game is this airborne offense didn't seem to be in sync from the start to the very finish. There was 2 interceptions that Guillaume threw on back-to-back throws where like it was as if he was throwing a hook and his receiver was running a fly. And they just not plays where the Iron Wolves made great plays, not taken away from them, but this airborne offense really gave this game to the Iron Wolves, and I was surprised. A team that's invested into flag football like the Maynards is a little bit surprising.
Were those Lucas's picks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Lucas's picks. They had 2 good picks. Lucas was at the right place at the right time. No, he really was. Lucas was. And John had a pick as well. Josh Levine.
Is Connor Jason's main guy in the red zone? Because 4 catches, 3 of them went for touchdowns.
It's Derrick Henry, man. You need yards to know where to go to. So yes, that's your question, yeah. But yeah, no, for me, I'm a glass half full type of guy, but I expect more from the boys in green. Airborne, pick it up. Stan's a really good receiver, by the way. 4 catches, 67 yards.
Would you leave Guillaume at quarterback or go back to Baby Menard?
You gotta have Baby Menard as a receiver.
Yes, exactly. He had a really nice catch in this game. Similar catch to John like that. Like he went up and literally mossed the guy.
Yeah, like
he doesn't need to go that high up to moss the guy.
No, like his arms went like octopus and like just picked the ball up from his hands. It was pretty sick.
Okay.
How good is John? Let me try to rephrase
No.
that. How good of a receiver is John?
John Evans.
Yeah, like rate him. Like try to put him into a division. Like what division could he play receiver?
2.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
He's tall.
Yeah, he is.
And recently, those guns showed up.
Yeah.
From out of nowhere.
Maybe that's why he can't throw too much muscle in his bicep.
Maybe like
bring his shoulder down.
I think there's a lot of proteins in those donuts. Made him out
for real.
My God, he came to the fill-out like a couple of years ago, and I thought someone ate John. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Shout out to La Bengerie.
Yeah, shout out to La Bengerie. Yeah.
They got ice cream now.
No,
really?
Yeah.
You can put ice cream on your donuts.
Yes, you can. You can make a donut sandwich with ice cream inside.
And the reason you haven't taken me there is because
You gotta start with your own ring sometimes.
yeah,
Should take me there maybe.
Yeah, good call.
You'll never get there.
Don't forget to study for that exam.
Yeah, for real. Don't mind me. But no, John had a really good game. Had some nice catches. Jason looked in command of this offense. Unfortunately, not so much that of Guillaume.
Mm-hmm.
Well, football is a game of turnovers.
Yeah.
If you don't win the turnover game, usually you lose the game.
But these turnovers they were giving to them.
But if you ask Steve, sometimes teams are lucky, you know?
Yeah, true. Sometimes turnovers just pop out of the ground.
Yeah, facts.
So next
But
game. Go ahead, sorry.
yeah, Lucas with 2 interceptions. Did we mention that?
Lucas,
Yeah.
he had 2 picks, really good picks.
Okay.
Was it Luca or Lucas?
No, Lucas.
You know for a fact?
Yep.
You have a friend named Lucas too, eh?
Guerrera.
Yeah. And I asked him, I don't want to pronounce his name incorrectly. And he told me that in English it's Lucas and in French it's Luca.
But we're French guys.
Willie, there's no word in French. Except for Hawaii.
It's like, what's up?
On to the next game. Idaho Villains. I'm going to sound like a broken record, and I feel we're going to be asking ourselves this question till the playoffs.
Villains have to go back to division.
Are Villains too strong for Division 4?
I think they should go back to 4.5.
But why didn't they keep
3.5,
the
I
record?
mean.
Huh?
3.5.
3.5.
They were in 3?
Yeah.
3.5.
Wait, you thought they were in 5?
I don't know.
Why,
I don't know how to count.
Why? You said it on me. But at least why did they not keep the record?
It's...
All right, perfect. So
we don't know what's happening with the record yet. We didn't decide yet.
okay.
But, because like, in previous seasons, we take win percentage. Sometimes they keep the record. What we did in the winters, we set a fixed record depending on your final record. But, I mean, if they go undefeated, no matter what, they'll probably be the 1 seed, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, this was a close game at halftime, 7-6. I did not see any of it. But Idaho were the team to beat for me in D4. And now, I guess, Villains are... Well, they're still Bin low fat, right? Bin, who did not play this past weekend... Also, last week when Ben played against the Drama Club, I was too busy giving hate to Simon that I forgot to shout out Thomas Côté-Parent, who got balled out in that game. I think he's leading every statistical category for receivers in Division 4, and he's literally top 2 or 3 in Division 3. I don't think we mentioned his name enough on the show, if at all.
Yeah.
Thomas Côté-Parent is a Division 1 player.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, yeah, he's solid.
Easy.
He is solid.
Easy.
Solid.
So, now that we got
hands.
a shout out, going back to the game that was, David Brisson protected the ball. He didn't throw any picks. They won the turnover battle. Will Bradford threw 1. But Villains put up more points than Idaho, and that's usually how you win a game.
Yeah. That they asked the Florida Panther coach what's going wrong in the series against Vegas, and he said they're just scoring more goals than us. Usually, that helps you win the game.
It does. I don't want to talk about the Panthers. They beat the Leafs.
So you're going for Vegas?
So you don't want to talk about anyone.
Half the league.
Speaking of Simon Dumont doing everything, he got a sack in this game.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Stop sleeping on Dumas.
Les Bouchers Cyclones.
Yeah,
Is it
Cyclones.
time to give up the Marco? Are you sold
riffed
that Mike
that
was not
game.
the quarterback?
You did? Tell me what happened. Yeah, Cyclones are annoying me.
Yeah, I riffed that game.
Luca Drouin. Luca or Lucas?
Lucas. It's Lucas now from now
I guess
on.
Luka.
Cyclones. By the way, I know we mentioned it. We're gonna mention it again until it's fixed. We gotta stop swearing, people. I think I threw 3 or 4 flags in that game.
Yeah.
That's hella soft.
People told me you threw the most this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
I did throw a lot of flags. Like in a good way or in a bad way?
No, in an okay way that you were playing the rules, fine.
I think I told you that, but I felt like I was really in the zone as a ref this weekend. I called
Yeah, Jeff tells me, he saw him on 10, he's like, I think I ref the best day of my life last week.
I don't know why, I was seeing everything.
Were you wearing flip-flops?
No. Oh, I was for the second part of the day, though.
Sandals.
Wear shoes. Because then the refs come up to me like, Jeff wears flip-flops. How come not allowed to wear flip-flops?
Okay, well, my bad, guys. I'll have your back. I'll wear shoes next weekend. I'm not there next weekend. Events. But yeah, no. I ref that game. Coming back to the game, Marco did struggle, but then again, they put Alex Slipsky.
Yeah.
I said that right. No?
Perfect.
And he also struggled. I know he went 8 for 12, 43 yards and a touchdown, but like.
It wasn't fluid.
No, you could have told me you went 2 for 28, and I would have believed you, right?
Probably because you weren't watching the game.
Probably, or I was too invested in calling the right things and not really invested in the game. That's because how you were supposed to do it. But I have to say, and I'm gonna throw him under the bus, Nick Housset, you have to think about your team. He didn't think about his team during the game. He got 2 flags. One for unsportsmanlike conduct. He scored a touchdown, I believe, and he went too small.
I wonder where you got that from.
And I flagged him for it. And he also caught a 45-yard bomb that Marco threw, a really nice ball. But in the process, he decided to shove the CB, even though he got him beat. He was just running by him and just pushed him. And then he caught the ball, and then he was standing up and like flexing and like going first down and thing. And I'm like, Nick, there's a flag on the floor. We're going back 5 yards there because unnecessary contact. So yeah, he was a little selfish, and I think he was more he was more comment tu dis ce mot-là en anglais? Invested in
himself,
in himself, in his chains, and his swag,
his
and
his
glasses, and in his hair than winning the actual game. Kayla was really mad at him for that. And yeah,
you can turn that up because he's a good player, right? Like we've seen him being a good player, so hopefully he's able to have that, but not cross the line.
Like, don't be a diva, my guy. Come on now. And now recently he's starting taking his shirt off like his dad. Like, don't do that.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
No.
One question without a shirt enough.
No one needs another Kevin on the field. So play the game, ball out, because we know you can ball out and help your team win.
Look at the scoring summary. Nick had 1 touchdown. It came at when the score was 27-8 for Les Bouchers with 2 minutes left in the game, and that's when he decided to do too small.
Mm-hmm.
You should have threw him out of the game at that point.
I thought about it.
Who the hell is he taunting when his team's down by 3 scores with 2 minutes left in the game? You're the one that's too small.
I thought about it. I legit thought about it. I got to give a shout out to Barbara who got 4 balls.
baby mama.
for 23 yards. So averaging more than what I'm averaging right now.
By triple, bro.
Averaging more than what Willie's averaging in the other league.
By about double.
And yeah, no, she caught some really nice balls. But yeah, Lucas Drouin on the Les Bouchers.
He's a good quarterback.
He's a really good quarterback. He threw a couple of balls like, you know when the quarterback throws the ball and then the defender jumps in the air and it just like goes over his fingernails.
Yeah.
It happened
Like just enough sauce.
it happened 6 times during the game. Really, really nice touch.
Nice.
It's rare to see in lower divisions.
Yeah.
But a really, really nice touch. If you play lanes in the red zone against him, he's gonna destroy you because that zone is meant to dare the quarterback to throw over you.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna do that all day.
And he looks like a quarterback coach.
Yeah.
He looks
And
like
he's tall also,
yeah.
so he can see over anybody.
He was wearing the shades.
He was wearing the shades. I feel like he was playing against only corners and safeties. He wasn't looking at the halfbacks. It was easy for him all game. So yeah, shout out to him. He's a
Reason
really.
by that.
I mean, like
I try not to figure it out. I just
no.
You didn't understand it.
No.
man.
You know when a quarterback plays and he doesn't see the D line in front of him,
Yeah.
and he sees everything else behind. That's
It's like a 5-yard in. He doesn't care where the defender's place. He's throwing it
exactly.
on the money.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I meant there. Yeah. Thank you
glad
for
I
asking.
asked. Yeah, I understand better. Makes
I don't know
makes
why.
a lot more sense now.
Thank you very much.
I agreed with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
You look good to everyone. I'll
Yeah,
tell you
facts.
this, that, and you'll be like, yeah.
A little some.
Thank you, Terry, for putting lights on.
Talking
what I
about
meant.
agreeing, and I'll tell you the story. Go out for breakfast, and it literally says these plates come with a choice of meat. There's 5 options, like 5 like crepe, pain doré, whatever.
The
And
classics.
then Will orders one of the 5, and then he says,
Egg Strudy, by the way, St. Jacques, good place.
I'll take sausage. And the waitress goes, okay, it's an extra, is that okay? Will goes, but it's, no, you said okay, right?
Yeah, I said okay.
He says okay. I'm
I'm trying to be nice.
I'm there, I have to step up for him, and I'm like, Will, it says that these 5 plates come with that. And the waitress sees that, and she says, oh no, but that one, particularly, is an extra. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, miss, are you sure? And then she's like, okay, I won't charge the extra this time. As if she's doing us a favor. Long story short,
That
she's
was
crying.
similar to what the story was, but poor thing, she ended up bawling. Terry literally made the lady bawl. She was bawling, literally bawling. So you tell me who won the Egg Strudy.
Well,
What do you mean by bawling? Like
She was
losing
crying,
her
she
hair?
was crying like
No.
a baby, bawling.
What?
yeah, sure. I think it was the first day in.
You
No,
made
it's not
her
me.
cry.
It's not
You
me.
made her
Well,
cry.
I'll say this. If Terry was not there, she would not have cried. That's what I'll say. And Terry's supposed to be this big guy. I'm sticking up for Willie, but I'm gonna make this girl cry and go home depressed because Willie didn't get his damn sausage.
It was not me that made her cry.
You made her cry.
He indirectly made her cry.
No.
If I do this and you hurt your eye, did I touch your eye? No, but I
Do
made
you
your
know
eye
if there
cry.
was someone else at the other end of the table that made her cry also?
Yeah, but Terry started it. He was a snowball effect.
Did you tip her at least?
Yeah.
First of all, I paid, and he said to tip her.
Bro, we were waiting like 20 minutes to get a freaking glass of water, and then another 20 minutes to get a coffee. And then the smoothies came, and they were like,
He was even complaining
warmer.
about the smoothies.
Poor girl.
I know.
I was
I know.
complaining to her, I was complaining to Will, because Will said this place is shit.
And when he says, Miss, I'm sorry, but that's not what it was. Listen, lady, this freaking no. He was a little
All
more
this to
aggressive
say, you
than
should
that.
stand up for yourself a little more, and when
Yeah. Try not to
don't
make-
just agree with
That
everyone
is
when
true.
you don't agree with them.
Without the expense of making people cry. That's correct. What were we talking about?
I'll tell you what we're talking about. Cyclones Boucher.
Yeah, Cyclones. You guys are
Were
awful.
there
Come on,
back-to-back
pick it
safeties with 4 seconds
up.
left?
Cyclones, your ass. Like I pick them every week. Barbara gets mad at me and they never win. Barbara, that's it. You're still my baby mama, but I ain't picking you anymore.
Okay.
But what were you gonna ask?
Cyclones your ass.
I pick them every week and they lose.
We're talking about last weekend. I felt like before I got into the podcast, you guys were trying to be too politically correct and not trying to like hurt people.
Who's
and,
Cyclones?
No.
Yeah, Cyclones, you're annoying. You're officially annoying me. The Cyclones are.
people in general, you were really trying to be nice and see like the glass half full and
try, we
thing.
try.
Recently, I feel like we've been putting some targets on our back, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Cyclones, you are ass. Get your shit together. What's happening with you guys?
Okay,
I love Cyclones.
were there literally 2 safeties back-to-back?
I think I should.
Yes,
So no.
yes. Oh yeah, that
I think the
happened.
first time-
Yeah, Marco got.
What are you saying yes? No, you weren't even there.
Marco got sacked for a safety. He was really mad. He said, "Okay, I'm rushing," and he got the safety back. And then he got safety, and then he's like, "Yeah, we got the ball," and then he threw an interception. I think. Did you throw an interception after the safety?
No.
What happened?
He threw a
7-yard
touchdown.
completion, 13-yard completion, then incomplete pass after.
Oh, never mind. My bad. But yeah, he got the safety back.
But Cyclones have a good team. That's why I'm a little bit hard on them.
They do have a good team.
next game, Drama Club Raw Sauce. Do you know what happened in the game?
I know Rossa scored a whole 0 points.
Okay, what are you more shocked by? The fact that Raw Sauce scored 0 or the fact that Drama Club scored 33?
0.
Yeah, 0.
Okay, maybe I'll make it a little more difficult. What are you more shocked by? The fact that Drama Club won by 33?
0.
0. I was just trying to run.
No, I'm sorry. What was your try to put it?
No, that's fine. But it really shocked me. The score line, the winner of the game.
The Jungle scored 33, but the Drama Club have a good offense, no?
Yeah, but I feel like recently we were on Ross's DICK so much. Like, oh yeah, they're good, and Ludovic has a good ball, and they're getting there.
But Ludovic didn't quarterback this in this D4. He quarterbacked them last week because they're missing Yvan, but it's they've had quarterback carousel.
Was it back to Boucher this week? I don't think so.
No, it was Alexandre Loriot making his first game, going 18 for 38, 3 picks, no touchdowns.
You think he's playing again at quarterback, or?
I would suggest he does not.
I would suggest he does not.
Be a base receiver. Be a base receiver.
Why was that?
I don't know. I just found it funny.
The MVP of this game is Jean-Louis, 4 for 45, 3 touchdowns. And I believe she put up some stats on defense, getting a pick as well.
Talk about a two-way baller.
Yep. That's all I gotta say about this game. Sooners 45, Black Diamonds.
What's wrong with Black Diamonds?
I don't know, man.
Sooners were too strong.
We say that every week about the team they play against, right?
Yeah, but let me try to remember that game.
You refed it?
Yeah, I refed it too.
So, we love it when people tell us shout out people, and I got a... Where are you going?
No, I'm getting a Gatorade this time. It's actually full.
Are you sure, Willie?
Well, let's see. Oh, I didn't drink it.
There's 3 of them. I think you have a choice of every color now.
Respect.
Robert, what happened in that game? Yeah, remember this? Oh yeah, I have to shout out someone. Wait. But what happened?
My favorite color.
Black Diamond.
So, no, that's fine. So you guys know David Castro?
Yes.
Diego's little brother?
Yes.
Apparently, he
yeah,
got a 4-yard touchdown, but it was a rocket of a pass that he brought in.
Sydney was telling me about that. He balled the heck out of it.
No. He balled
Yeah.
heck out of that game. Yeah. It was
that game?
Sydney was like that game. He is. I know. That's David, huh? That's David, huh?
Yeah, David Castro.
Okay, he got 1 reception for 4 yards, a touchdown, a 1-point convert, and he also rushed for 5 yards, and I think he got a sack. He also got a sack. He got my game ball, and it's not even close. The ball he caught, no, I'm good. The ball he caught for that touchdown, it was
a rocket.
It was a pocket rocket. It was
a pocket rocket.
No.
That means be weak.
he put his hands over his head and he went like pow, and he glued to his hand. It was really impressive.
That brother connection, eh?
Yeah, that brother connection. And
he's young, eh?
Yeah, he's super young. He's like younger than Baby Menard 10 years ago. He's really
I'm not
young.
wearing diapers.
Yeah.
The umbilical cord's still there.
And his
what?
It was
umbilical cord.
It was it was super cute to see his mom was on the side filming everything.
That's so cool.
His dad was playing. His brothers were playing. They picked him up. They started celebrating like they won a Super Bowl.
Speaking about dad and brother, look how they compliment each other. Jose Luis Castro Sr. with 9 tackles, leading the whole game. And then Jose Luis Castro Jr. with 3 picks, leading every player on that team.
Family connection.
Talk about it, eh?
Yeah.
And people say football is not a game about...
No one ever
Who
says that.
says
You keep saying that. People say... No one ever said that.
About chemistry. Football's all about chemistry.
People say what?
Football's not about chemistry.
Who said that?
Someone said it the other day, I think.
Probably because you're watching too many like Dolphins media, and they say that about the Dolphins because they suck.
Sorry here, bro. Sorry here.
Okay.
Dolphin remind me of Cyclones.
Not that bad.
That was harsh, huh? Sorry, I'm not sorry.
Cyclones pick it up.
So yeah, David, shout out you got my game ball.
Okay, who are you most disappointed in D4 so far? Airborne or Black Diamonds? It's a tough one.
I'd say Airborne.
I'm gonna go Black Diamonds, but I'm gonna let you start.
I'd say Airborne because just having the 2 Maynards by themselves should be good enough to get the team at 500 at this point of the season. They have good players we don't talk about. Hassan, like I said, Jeremy Paul's a really good player.
Hassan is a baller.
And this team has what I like about them is I would think they have guys that complement each other because they have different players that can do different things. And right now it just doesn't seem to be clicking. Mm-hmm. And Guillaume is very smart with the football. It just seemed to be a miscommunication. And look, it's still early-ish on in the season. I know we have to do report cards and stuff soon. But this team has to pick it up, so I'd say them.
I'm going to say one thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say one name, actually. Robert White.
Could have said fine wine.
Like, Robert is arguably one of the best players in Division 2. He showed it with Thunder Buddies last season.
This season too.
This season too. He's a weapon on offense. Plus, he's playing quarterback. He's a weapon on defense. He has Mike Jazz, who's arguably the best GM in the league.
Yeah.
Top center in the league right now.
Top center in the league right now
I'd
after
say so.
that crazy argument.
Yeah.
They have Ali, who's a really good receiver, underrated. They have Michael Halavi.
How do you pronounce his name, Willie?
Hallaby.
Yeah.
Halavi,
Yeah.
who's also a really, really good receiver. Why aren't you winning? I don't get it.
Forget about winning. Why haven't you won?
People say football ain't a game of experience. That's not true. Football is a game of experience. No one ever said
You
that.
took the words right out of my mouth.
Like, you have Mike Jazz, you have Rob that should be able to lead a team in that division any day of the week. Like, I don't get it. So for me, it's Black Diamond, and it's not even close.
Well, unfortunately, Rob White is struggling, right? And I don't know if a lot of that has to do with not throwing to the receivers, miscommunications, but you feel like this team, like you said, whether you're on the same page or not, like this team still should be putting up points. I mean, 15 points per game in 4 games is not going to cut it, and giving up 35.
That's not enough.
No.
So if I had to how many teams make the playoff in
How many teams are there? There's
12? So 8?
Yeah. Is there actually 12? Yeah, 8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna be a two segment question.
Okay.
You think Airborne or Black Diamonds are making the playoffs? Either or?
Yes.
Okay. If you had to pick one of those two teams, who would it be?
Airborne.
What about you?
I think neither are making the playoffs. I think starting 0-4 in this division is way too tough.
But they're only 2 games out of the playoffs. With a game in hand.
I see they're 1.5 games.
Yeah, but I don't
behind
see them
Ross
beating
Sauce.
Ross Sauce or Les Boucher. I don't see them beating any team ahead of them except for maybe Drama Club and maybe Cyclones, and those 2 teams aren't making the playoffs for me either.
So you think right now the 4 teams out of the playoffs are staying out of the playoffs?
If I had to decide, right? If I had to like say yes or no right now, that's what I think. Yeah. What do you think, Willie?
No, I believe Airborne's going to find a way.
Who's going to be out? If Airborne are in, who's out right now? It's easy just to say anything like this.
It is. I say Les Boucher.
Les Boucher would be out?
There's no chance we're not making the playoffs.
After the game they just pulled up last weekend.
Well, like I have to pick one team, right?
You could also say Airborne's not going to be out and you could take back what you said.
No,
Yeah.
I do not take back what I say. I say what I say, and I meant what I say, and I say what I say, and I meant what I say. So I say Ross is. I mean, Ross is up and down consistently. Ross is maybe the safer pick, but I go Les Boucher.
I do not agree with that.
You don't. Do you think all 8 teams will stay? Mazbout?
The only team I could see making it is Cyclones. They figured out their quarterback situation. That's not going back to Marco.
No, I don't think the Cyclones are making it either. If I had to pick one team coming back, it'd be Black Diamonds, just because of experience. And I think Rosas would be out because there's like a freaking quarterback circuit right now happening. We don't know who's throwing.
Yeah.
And that's never good in a team. So I think Rosas would be out and Black Diamond would come back in. Are they playing each other?
But like 2 games in hand with 5-6 games left is pretty
Yep.
significant.
Yeah, but
it's true. That is
it's
true.
not 2. It's 1.5 though.
1.5.
Yeah.
It's 1.5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a bit
1.5. Like
more.
in baseball
Oh, okay.
or in
then.
basketball.
Okay, but still, they still need to win 2 games in a.
Yeah.
But Rosas beat Black Diamonds already. Yeah, I think I agree with Terry. And then playing Drama Club, that's not an easy win. Some Super Friends, I'm talking about Black Diamonds right now. Super Friends, it's a loss. Maybe they're winning against Airborne. They're not winning against Les Boucher. Euro at a pin, they're going to lose. Yeah, they're going to end up the season with like maybe 3 wins. Yeah, I got to agree with Terry. I think the teams right now in Division 4 are...
Pretty much set.
Yeah, they're set. So we can start a playoff next week in Division 4.
Let's talk about Division 3 now.
Guys, I really feel this was going really great.
Yeah, I think even if it wasn't, you'd say that. So, but I do have to agree with you.
Thank you.
So,
I guess your dog.
the only game that I saw this past weekend, Red Cats, Pocket
no.
Rockets. Will, you want to start talking about it?
We didn't play well. They did. All right, moving on. No,
So,
You lost again!
we did lose
they,
again.
they lost. The way you described the way they lost to Mustard Tigers, it was like worse.
That's impossible.
It's like as if they did not want a game plan for anything, and they just said like, "We're good. We're gonna base our game on our talent."
That's exactly what happened last week.
Yeah, and then going to this game, I was thinking about it, and like these were arguably 2 of the top teams in the division, right? And everything you said about P.O. last week about like comparing him to James Winston
Yeah,
and
it was
all that
factual.
stuff, I'm like, if I had to bet P.O. laying a goose egg or like killing it this game, I could see him going 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I was literally driving to the field and I was thinking that. What am I saying? The podcast after how he kills it, and then like literally, it was like you put it lightly, like Pio threw 3 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, and at least 2 of those interceptions, I have no idea.
I put it lightly for real.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty harsh with him.
Well, James Winston would have thrown 5 and 5 or 3 and 3.
Yeah, facts.
He threw 2 more picks than he did touchdowns, right?
Wow.
Pio had look, we'll call a spade a spade. Pio had his worst game of the season.
It wasn't last week.
No, it was this past weekend. He had his worst game of the season. However, like I'm not taking away that. I know I'm a glass half full type of guy, and I'm gonna have his back. He will admit he had a poor game, and there's a lot of
that's enough talking about Pocket Rockets. Let's give Red Cat some credit because as much as you guys played horrible,
yes,
they won the game.
Yes,
and
that's what I was
it's not
gonna
you
say.
guys that lost it, right? Like they won the game.
Yes, exactly. Like they offensively, Avery was he was throwing balls that it was like he was throwing off his back foot, and it was like a perfect pass to Sydney. Like he was. On defense, we were scratching our heads. They put up 33 points.
It's funny. It's funny that you say it was perfect to Sydney, who only caught 1 ball for 5 yards, and you're not mentioning James, Ben.
I was thinking of one play. My bad. It was Victor. My bad. Victor. He had a 1 catch, 21 yards, but he also had 3 picks on defense.
Who was on your ass? It was Victor, huh?
Will didn't play that bad offensively. It was more.
No,
I'd say it was more Ben Mallet was covering me.
Really,
he was in front of me most of the game.
Because Victor balled out, huh, with 3 interceptions.
Victor had a heck of a game.
The first thing I told Will after this game was that I said it off the top of my head. I wasn't sure. I didn't check, and I think I was correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's the only true D1 player who had played in this game, and I could have literally handpicked 5 players who had a better game than him that were more deserving of being D1 players. Starting with Avery, the way he played on offense. James Nguyen, he could literally be in our conversation of snappers after the way he played.
Yes.
9 for 79, a touchdown, a 1-point cover,
Big catch
2-point
on
cover.
4th too.
It was 4th down. I think they were only
And
up
10,
a possession.
4th and 10.
4th and 10, only up a possession at that point. Pocket Rockets needing to stop, and James, I don't know how he was like open.
You're in a nice corner route.
Making a huge grab. Like literally every catch he made was like an important grab. Ben Denis, 3 for 58, 2 touchdowns. He caught a 6th touchdown.
Yeah.
And not only that, it was his attitude and his like the way he was cheering up the guys. It was like a little kid walking into a candy store. How happy, giggly he was. Like they were making plays, and he was like as if he was half surprised it was working, half happy that it was working, sticking it to his like some of his ex-old teammates on the other team, you know, and like. I believe he also made a play on. He got a big sack on defense. I think it was a key 3rd or 4th down at that point. But Ben Denis played phenomenal on both sides of the ball.
He's a really good player.
Victor,
a really, really good player.
Balled the heck
Victor
out.
was literally everywhere.
Victor, as if he was playing on Pocket Rockets this game.
I was reffing Master Chiefs against. Who did they play in Division 2?
This week?
Pockets?
Master Chiefs against Pocket Rockets. Yes,
Pockets,
yes.
Yeah. And I was looking at Victor. And I think he's my favorite player in the whole MFL. Like
more than Carlos?
Yes.
I think he's the most athletic player in the
But the thing,
MFL.
because I haven't seen Carlos recently, that's maybe why. But yes, I like if we had jerseys and we could like buy jerseys the same way you buy jerseys, I would buy myself a Victor jersey.
Why?
That's what you said about Carlos.
I know.
You literally actually said that verbatim about
Yeah,
Carlos.
I said I'm word for
You can have more than one jersey.
I can get. Yeah, you're right. But because Victor. You know how a CB, you know how Diggs lines up in front of wide receivers like this in front of them, and like he shows them it's man, he doesn't give it down.
Yeah.
That's what Victor does. He puts himself in front of the guy. He's like, all right, it's man, it's me against you. I don't care what's happening around of us. You have to go through me to catch the ball, and I really love that attitude. In his mind, he's the best player on the field. He never takes a snap off.
No.
Never. He never takes a plays off. He's a baller. He's fast. He's tall. He gets better every snaps. He's really coachable. I feel like every time his teammates are talking to him, he listens. He picks up what they're saying. He's applying what they're saying. I really love myself some Victor. He's a really, really good player. Well, who's your favorite player in the whole MFL? If you had like to pay to watch one guy.
Oh, that's a freaking good one, my dog.
What about you? Your favorite player to watch?
We could do top 5 next week. Our top 5 for players to watch.
Yes, us now. We can put a shit off. If I would buy one jersey in the MFL right now, Terry, you have one?
Like you buy some tickets, season tickets.
Well,
you have to
the
sit
player
down.
that for sure sell tickets to me is Andrew Grant. Like if you get the mic'd up experience too, it's hands down Andrew Grant.
Yeah.
If not,
for me, it's Simone Dumas. No, I'm telling you, he's really, really underrated, and I love myself some underrated guys.
what about my Jazz?
Well, I mean, it's too obvious. I love myself some underrated guys that flow under the radar and that, you know, they're not about me. They're about winning this game for the team. He'll sub every snap and won't play if he thinks it's better for his team. Honestly.
You gotta respect that.
So he reminds me of D-Wade. He really does.
Let me ask Jeff a question now, and I'll answer it as well. Very easy to criticize. We kind of hated on Pio the past 2 weeks. What would you tell him to help him now?
Pio?
Yeah.
Get your head out of your ass.
And in English, that means?
To be maybe more helpful.
Okay.
If I say, Jeff, what can I help you out? Like, you say, give him a head of myself. Okay, I'm ready, let's go.
No, but the thing for me with Pio is, listen, Pio looks like a football player.
He's literally Zach Wilson.
He is Zach Wilson. That's exactly where I was going. He's missing the bandana, and the hair are falling exactly at the same place.
He's also less cocky.
But that's what I was going to say.
Does he like moms as much as Zach does?
Pio is,
Pio
is not a cocky player. I really don't think he's a cocky player. I just think Pio knows how good he could be. He knows how pretty his mechanics are. He knows how pretty of a ball he throws. He's always laughing. He's always... What I mean by get your head out of your ass is, yes, it's nice to get to the field and have fun and like enjoying yourself, but at some point you're gonna cut the bullshit and actually get serious. And what I mean by that is I feel like sometimes he's too laid back. He's too, I made that mistake, and he's not questioning himself why he made that mistake. He's not asking himself, okay, what play should I have made on that interception? Why did I throw this instead of this play? Am I forcing the ball too much? In this situation, what should I do? I don't think he's going through I don't think he's playing with his mind. I think he's playing with his legs and his arms too much. That's what I mean by get your head out of your ass. He's not thinking enough. He's just going through the motion and he's hoping for the best. But that's not how flag football works. You have to think. You have to think about your next move. When he's on the sideline, I feel like he's just chilling, talking to people. Think about your next drive. Think about what you did wrong, what you could do better, what the defense is giving you. The holes are there. Maybe I should do this with my player. Maybe I should talk to your guys. What are you seeing on defense? What are they playing? Are they playing you far off? Are they playing you close? What the routes are you looking for? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Get your head out of your ass. Start to get invested into the game. At halftime, make adjustments. Talk to your guys. Let them know what they can do better. Mm-hmm. Ask them what you can do better. That's what I would say. Tell Pio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll go after because you're closer with just being in his huddle and stuff like that. I tend to disagree with you because I feel he is a very cerebral type of player, and just because he doesn't yell or swear after throwing a pick or something like that, I feel he is someone that's very hard on himself. I've spoken about him like between games about certain plays or when I was training him as a referee, and he seems like a very, very smart quarterback. And before I answer my own question, first of all, last fall he played in Division 4 and 5. And you gotta give the guy props for jumping from 4 and 5 all the way to Division 2 and playing Division 2 and 3, because he could have very easily played 3 and 4 this season and would have been like, okay, good job, you're already playing in a higher division. I'm just saying a lot of players do it and the majority do.
Yeah, but he's not a Division 4 or 5 quarterback.
But you could argue that he's not a Division 1, 2 quarterback and he's still playing in Division 2, right?
No, but he played Division 1 last year and he really, really looked good. I'm not saying he is a Division 1 quarterback. I'm just saying he could potentially do it.
Yeah, and I think what advice I would tell him is that he doesn't have to overcomplicate things, and he has a stacked roster. Like on paper, Pocket Rockets, Red Cats. If you think that you do a top 5 with this team, you're probably gonna choose more guys from the Pocket Rockets team than the Red Cats team. For sure. On the field, it looked like it was a D3 team against a D4 team, or a D2 team against a D4 team. And he has so many ballers that I would just tell him, like, look, put the ball in your players' hands, make the right read, and let them do the work. Like, you don't have to be the fancy, flashy play. Like, you have a clean game and try to limit the turnovers. Think about what causes your turnover problem that you're having right now and try to limit the turnovers. He's easily able to dissect the defense. He's easily able to make every throw possible. Like, even in that game, he made some great throws. He can
throw it into a tight window easy. So
there's no need to overcomplicate things. There's no need to attack certain areas, and it's really about game management at this point and just telling yourself, look, if he'll throw 0 interceptions, 99% of the time they're going to win the game.
For sure. So get your head out of your ass, basically.
So there's a lot here, and obviously I'll try and make it a little bit short because you guys talked a lot. I think there's a few good points. One of them is I think that as a media, we'll call ourselves media because we are media. As ESPN analysts that we are, we put a lot of pressure on PO to make the jump and make it quickly. So like Terry said, D2, I don't think he's a D4 quarterback. I don't think he's a D5 quarterback. I think he's in between that D2 and D3. I put him as a D2 quarterback.
I put him as a D2.5 quarterback. Easy.
So in between 2 and 3?
Yes.
So what happened is we've been talking about him a lot, so we made the jump, and I think that we thought the jump for him was going to be a flawless, smoothless jump because the type of players he has on D2 and D3, and it's not like that. You could have Mike Wallace in his prime with the Dolphins and Jalen Waddle and guys like Tyreek Hill. But if you're not used to reading the defense that way, it's going to be more difficult. So I think that there's a few things. Number one, I think P.O. is tough on himself in the sense that if he makes a mistake, he feels he needs to get it all back in one play. Yeah, and I think oftentimes he thinks he needs to be the hero.
Yes.
And I think that
good point.
Sometimes that's where the mistakes need to be made. And I feel like I'll tell you one thing. As receivers, he trusts us. And I love that from P.O. is if it's a 50-50 ball between me, Phil, like anybody on the field, he's going to throw it up because he trusts.
But a lot of his picks were not 50-50 balls.
No. But at the same time, when this situation is happening, he also has a 5-yard hook on the sideline.
But yes, exactly. But what I was going to say about that is he trusts us, and I think that's super important. He's not hesitant to make mistakes, and that's why I think a lot of times with his good games comes bad games, and vice versa. So what I would say,
grow more by making mistakes. If you're just having great games, you're gonna hit a wall at some point, right?
Exactly. And I feel like to Jack's point, what you're saying, I get where you're going. I think that he's not a guy that's gonna get mad. He's not a guy that's gonna scrunch his teeth. He's not a guy that's gonna scream or swear or anything like that. But I think his I guess I can say not anger towards himself, but his criticism is internal for himself. So he's not going to necessarily show it, or rarely does he ever give crap to the players in the field. So I think that he's hard on himself internally, and I think that. Yeah, maybe at times, you don't want to say P.O. take it more seriously because I don't think that's the issue, but it's more like, okay, let's go and let's clean things up here. But he's not a guy that, like a Steve, for example.
But
he's not a guy that's going to throw his cat out the window because he lost the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I agree, but at the same time,
I was going to say kid, but...
but at the same time, keeping things internally, it's good because you're right, you don't want to crap on your teammates, but it has to get out because you have to talk about it. You have to let your teammate know what you did, because... At the end of the day, your teammates, if you're really good with them, the way P.O. is, they're gonna pick you up and they're gonna help you and they're gonna let you know what you could do better. Mm-hmm. If you do a corner and there's a 50-50, he throws the ball and it's a 50-50 ball, and yes, I like that. I like the fact that he trusts his receiver and he believes that you're going to go get it. Mm-hmm. The problem is if you miss the throw by this much, it's not 50-50 anymore. It's 70-30 for the defense, and that's when the picks happen.
Mistakes happen.
Yeah. And I'm a wide receiver on the same side as you, and I don't tell him, hey, P.O., by the way, I was open on the 5-yard hook. There was no one in front of me. It doesn't help him for next time because next time if that corner happens again, he's still going to throw it because in his mind he's going to be able to make the throw that time. But no. The play was the 5-yard hook. Mm-hmm. He has to know that. Mm-hmm. He has to know that 5-yard hook is going to open up that corner later on in the game.
Yeah.
And yes, I agree with you 1,000%. He tries to be the hero or to get back his mistake way too fast, way too often. Let the game go. Mm-hmm. Chill, relax. That's what I meant by get your head out of your ass.
Let the game come to you.
Exactly. Don't try to force it. Mm-hmm. You don't have to force it. You're too good of a thrower to try to force the ball. The game is going to come to you. Don't try to go and get it.
I think he feels so bad when he makes a mistake that he tries, to get it back. But it's okay.
As much as I love P.O., it's been like 20 minutes we're talking about it.
Yeah, I know.
We should go on to another game.
For real, you're the one that brought up the question.
But you guys can't summarize your opinions.
It's been only 5 minutes, by the way. I looked at the clock.
It's been literally, we started at 1:08 talking about Division 2. It's been 14 minutes we're on D3.
I know, but it's been 4 minutes we're on P.O. That's what I meant.
Okay. Arnold's double dipples. You guys see any of that?
I did not, but I was shocked.
What was their offense? Simon Bled, 25 for 36, 300. Both quarterbacks threw for over 300 yards and at least 6 touchdowns.
What?
Say that again?
Both quarterbacks threw for over 300 yards and at least 6 touchdowns.
Wow.
Alex Zalipsky, 9 for 180, averaging exactly 20 yards a pop, 4 touchdowns. Manu, 6 for 94, 2 touchdowns. Chris Hope, I guess the MRI revealed that those ankles are perfectly fine. 9 for 99, a touchdown. Jason getting almost everyone involved, throwing 6 touchdowns to 6 different receivers. I saw Carlos making a sick catch in this game.
I did too.
There was a lot of ballers in that game, huh? You have Chris, you have Josh, you have Evans, John, we have Iggy, we have Carlos, we have Splitsky, we have Manu.
You forgot about
Simon
sleeper.
Dumas.
Yeah, exactly.
You got Nicolas. My God, like Perez and Alex. I'm not sure who they are, but those guys
Alex,
are those guys are big
Not sure who
names.
are?
Alex Belis le Springer.
Oh yeah. And who's the last one you said?
Richard Perez.
Rich.
Rich.
Our boy Rich.
Who's a,
Oh, Rich.
Yeah, Rich.
Oh,
Lakers
Rich.
fan Rich. Lakers fan Rich.
Rich.
Lakers fan Rich.
Yeah, nah, he's not really good. He's not a baller.
You know what we're talking about?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I know. He's he was riffing with us a lot.
Yeah.
Rich. Yeah, no, he sucks. Yeah, we always give each other shit. So my guy, he doesn't even watch us. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, no, big ballers in that game, huh? That's why maybe there was a lot of yards and points.
I think double dippers can do this consistently. It's hard to do it consistently, but they're good enough to do it consistently.
Well, with Plisky and Manu on the team.
He's been fastly becoming. Splitsky's becoming Blaze number 1 hella quickly.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't get offended when we say his name.
Splitsky? He loves it.
So you guys have a couple of things you wanted to say about Dumoulin and Average Joe's?
Okay, we're going to go for another 20 minutes.
I actually didn't see any of it. I just saw 50 burger.
No, I'm not going to...
giving airtime to people who do not deserve
Okay,
it.
I don't want to talk about it too much. I told both of you guys to like hold me off if I go on a rant right here. But I have zero respect for Average Joe's. Zero. You know, in French we say zéro pinball. Zero,
No, I don't know that.
Zéro pinball, it means a zero with a like a line in it. To like really express that it's a zero and it's not an O. It's a zéro pinball. No respect whatsoever. Jason did it again. He was up 50. He had ball. It was 26 seconds left, and he calls a timeout at the end of the game. I never, as a scorekeeper, wanted to throw my cell phone at a player so hard in my life.
You called timeout for real?
He went timeout. Oh no, I forgot I was up 30. How can you forget you're up 30? And you have Ryan McSweeney coming back to the huddle as quick as possible, like they were down 6 points because he wants him to throw him.
You don't see him hustle that much when he's down 6.
Guys, there is no respect whatsoever to Average Joe's, and I hope to God that they get into the playoffs 10-0, and I hope to God they choke in the playoffs. If there's one team I'm rooting against to lose everything this season, it's Average Joe's.
Yeah, but then they're going to have a reason to stay in Division 3.
They can stay for 10 years if they want to in Division 3. I hope for the next 10 years they go 10-0, 10-0, 10-0, and they choke in the playoffs that they've been doing it for the past 5 or 6 years.
They actually won a chip once.
They don't in the winter.
Yeah.
It doesn't count. Average Joes are ringless right now. They will stay ringless for the rest of their existence, and I hope that the players turn to against Jason and they tell him, you suck too much as a quarterback, we don't want you anymore, because that's all they deserve.
Well, it's surprising because they are good guys.
Not after this weekend.
Okay, but potentially. But Jason,
The first time you're up by 50, you're up by 30, you're up by 40, and you're trying to.
It's not
It's
first we've
literally
been
been like
saying
3
it.
weeks in a row.
You made the mistake. You know what? It's okay. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
You're a little excited the first game of the
Yeah,
season.
it's all good. Okay. Second times, haha, it's funny. I can't believe you did it again, bruh.
Yeah.
And plus, you're in the bruh segment twice in
In
2
a row.
weeks. My guy, what are you doing?
How was doing my last reacting to anything or not really?
They just waited for the game to finish. They're like, who called timeout? What happened? And then it was me and Steve, and we're like, Jason, shut up. You're not getting your timeout.
Was it going to be a delay of game or?
We almost threw him out of the game.
No, like did he call timeout because it was going to
No,
be a delay of
but
game?
even if it was at that
Even if it
point,
was-
He completed a pass and he goes timeout. Like he was down 5 points.
I know,
and he just tried to come back.
At that point, like all kidding aside, I think you I don't know if it's a rule, but you should not grant the timeout. I don't know
We
if you're
didn't grant it.
Okay.
We did not.
I probably
No,
by the rule it's not
I-
allowed, but I think it's okay.
I-
Not
No,
to.
by
told-
rule it says now if it's Jason or Monty, you throw an unsportsmanlike conduct,
That's
and then you
exactly-
ask the other team they want the time to roll or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I told Terry next time he does that, I swear on my life, I'm throwing him on unsportsmanlike conduct. I swear on my life.
Can you get
I don't care.
Referee's judgment.
I don't care.
Yeah.
That's unsportsmanlike.
So hopefully
You don't
Jonathan
agree.
Smith-
You don't
I
agree
do.
that up 30 calling a timeout with 25 seconds left, it's not unsportsmanlike.
I thought you were going to say that they were taking bombs, which isn't good, but I think that to have urgency to call a timeout to do that is disrespectful to the other team. to say the
disrespectful.
least.
It's you're an ass.
Yeah. No.
You are an ass.
I didn't
my
hear. I
friend.
didn't hear about the timeout being called.
Oh my
That's-
God, you're
that's
an
pretty
ass.
low. That's pretty low.
Oh, he's an ass.
I hope I hope they learn from this. wasn't
They probably
there.
won't, though. Would you be surprised if they do? I'd be shocked if they learn from
For any team playing against average Joes in the following weeks, if you guys are up by 40, take timeouts, please, and run the score. And I'm going to give you an extra timeout if I'm refereeing you.
If you take away this game, and if I asked you Saturday morning at 6 o'clock when we had breakfast together at Tim Hortons, if I said that is Jason a good guy, what would you say? Honestly.
Today?
No. I said before Saturday at 6 o'clock if we're eating breakfast at Tim Hortons, before this game. Is Jason a good guy, yes or no?
I'd say he's a super good guy, a super chill guy.
So it's surprising, right? I guess maybe it's the QB of the year.
But he's won a QB of the Year award. He has the hardware. He's not known as not a good quarterback anymore. He doesn't have that to prove. What he has to prove
Because
is
they're averaging 45 points a game. That's
it's
insane.
not as if he has to prove that right now.
At this point in his career, because we're going to call it a career, because that's how serious we are about the league, he got the individual awards. He got the
Season recognition.
season's
The
recognition.
winter chip.
He got that doesn't mean anything, but he still got the winter chip. He got the stats to go along with it. He has the teammates that really believe in him. The only thing you're missing right now is a championship. The only thing you're missing is a championship. You should be smart enough, because he's not right now, you should be smart enough to know that the only thing that is important for you right now is to win the chip. Calling a timeout in week 4 to when you're up 30 is not going to help you win the championship.
Yeah, it should not be.
It's a slap in the face of the other team.
Get your head out of your ass, Jason. And that I say that for real.
Yeah.
And you know exactly what I mean when I say that.
Yeah, we don't have to ask again.
Thank you very much. That's all I had to say about Average Joe's.
So the last 3
Was
games.
that too harsh?
No,
We can edit this. No.
I was expecting worse. I don't got anything to add. You
And if you have anything against what I said, come see me at the field. Not decided to come.
no.
I'll be there.
Comment on the
They're not-
comment.
yeah,
comment.
Average us have a bye.
Perfect. So they'll have an extra week to think about what they did.
Yeah, and I'm not there this weekend, so that's perfect. Come see me in 2 weeks.
So if I told you that Kevin Cousset threw 5 picks against Rosas and Ludovic only threw 1, you'd say it's at least a 2 to 3 possession game, right?
That Phoenix won, yeah.
Because I saw Rosas won 26-21. I'm like, nice, they won a close one. Then I go see, I'm like, shit, Kevin threw 5 picks and you only won by 5 points?
If a Phoenix was covered in
No.
no. Would it survive?
We're not doing this
Was
again.
Phoenix real first of all?
We're not doing
It
this
would
again.
survive.
But
Because the fire hit the sauce. Wait a minute, Terry. Wait a minute. You're telling me that Kevin threw 5 interceptions.
And he only lost by 5.
you need more time?
I don't know, but that's pretty crazy.
But let's okay. Oh yeah.
Marc-Antoine Léveillé getting 2 touchdowns in this game. And Marc-Antoine Lamar, lots of Marc-Antoines in this team, getting 3 picks on defense.
There's only 2.
Well, 2 is... Oh, it's a lot.
It's
If it's more than 1.
It's a couple.
If it's, yeah.
There's a lot of Crusaders on the other team too, eh?
Too many. Too many.
Preach.
That's true. That's
Preach.
factual. That's too much. There's too much Crusades on the other team.
You can say that again.
I think we would say too many, because you could count them.
Is it too much or too many? Too many.
Too many, yeah. Too many.
Sorry.
Too much raw sauce.
Pardon my English.
Yeah, that's all I'd say about this game.
Justin Salonga is a baller.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I
on
knew that,
offense
I knew
and
that.
on defense.
Yeah,
He's
agreed.
fast.
The solid DB.
He got
Great pickup.
hops. Big
Yeah.
hops. He can play anywhere on the field. He can rush. I think the only thing he can do is actually play quarterback. But I would,
You never know.
I would exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. Would you say that Kevin Cousset and Nick Cousset have a good connection?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I actually do think so. I see whenever Kev's in trouble, he seems to look for Nick, and Nick usually makes the 3-yard catch.
Good.
I agree, and I think it even more so when Nick snaps for him. He
Yes.
doesn't- I think I saw he snapped a couple of times this season, not on full-time basis. I don't think he likes snapping, but that season where he snapped from full-time, you saw him averaging almost 10 catches a game.
Yeah.
All right. We're Division 2?
Yeah.
133.
Are we slow?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a really good show so far.
Yeah.
It usually is. Niceties Jagerbaum. Did you guys catch any of this game?
I did.
I was following the play-by-play, and Jagerbaum were up with 3 seconds left, and Niceties stole that game. Jagerbaum were up at half, and then it was back and forth. Jagerbaum took the 38-33 lead with 5 minutes left, and Niceties scored with 3 seconds left, 5-yard pass to Andrew, and that kind of sealed it for them.
That's was it the first time they played against each other after that semi last year? Remember that game?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, Simon Duchesne was not there in this game, but Louis Mathieu Dufault, did he ever step up? 20 for 27, 211 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's quarterbacked a few times in seasons past as a backup, even quarterbacked a full season.
Yeah.
I don't think you could ask for much more from a backup quarterback. It was his first game quarterbacking in a while, right? It was his first game this season.
That's a really, really good stat line, and the only way you're going to lose is if the other quarterback has 32 for 43, over 300 yards, six touchdowns, and only 1 interception.
That quarterback got sacked 6 times and he still won the game.
Yeah. By
DeMario?
Got sacked 6 times.
By JLP.
And they still won the
Emile
game.
Lavoie-Patry sacked him 6 times.
The honorable mention at the beginning of the podcast.
6 sacks.
Chris played in 3.
How many sacks?
6.
Chris played for 3 games, and he averaged 100 yards a game. I think he had 96,
99.
106, or like...
Yeah.
He had 99 also.
He didn't, and he didn't play in our Iron Wolves game that we lost.
And you lost.
Why didn't
We're
he
going to
play?
talk about that later. Because he was playing at the same time. I think it was at the same time.
No, he was off. He just took the gate off because we asked for Jean-Félix Dafour.
It wasn't at the same time as that game?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, trust.
He actually didn't play the game.
Yeah, he didn't play.
No.
But he
Yes,
played
he watched the game. He was giving the
he
ball
played
to us.
every other game.
He took that one off because remember we asked for a sub, so
Yes.
that means if JF sub with us, that means Demario wouldn't be able to play D, so Chris didn't play.
Because you guys wanted them. You guys were just 6?
We would have been 7 with Chris.
So Chris could have played offense, DeMario just not play defense, and you guys chose to have DeMario on defense and have Chris on offense.
Chris didn't want to play, he said, I'm not going to play 4 games today.
He did it last week and he survived. And look at him this week. He put up 100 yards in every
Maybe
game.
it's because he only played 3.
You gotta give a shout out to the snappers in this game. Christian Pedroza at 9 for 75, 2 touchdowns. GF Delos 10 for 82, 2 touchdowns. Almost identical stats by these 2 snappers.
And they both got a 2-point convert.
Yeah, so literally almost in
This game felt like it was like 8 games in 1. Like there was everything. There was sacks, there was picks, there was conversions, there was points.
Nicolas Potvin, 11 tackles. Oh my god.
Adding...
To a sack to a tackle total.
Yeah. Let me go see the all-time stats. See where he's at right now. Tackles. So he's at 329. And the closest to him is Benjamin Lepetit with 258.
He has over 100 more than the third player.
Wow.
But credit Nice CDs because they were down 12-zip in this game.
Yeah. And they literally stole this game from Jagerbaum. And Jagerbaum winning this game with their backup quarterback would have put them at 3-1. Niceties would have been at 3-2.
Yeah.
This was a game for first place in the West.
Good call.
Talking about a team who was winless coming into this one, Master Chiefs.
Finally.
I think they played a perfect game.
I think
it was
player
due.
of the
They were
week,
due.
25 for 33, 274, 7 touchdowns. One more incompletion than touchdown in this game.
Avery had himself a day.
7 for 126, 3 touchdowns.
They got 5 converts out of 7 touchdowns.
That's
They
insane.
they played a perfect game.
Damn. That's impressive.
Yeah.
McSweeney's back. Good to see you
And they were
back.
still missing Jeremy in this one, right?
No, he was playing. Was he playing?
I don't think
I
so.
don't see him getting any stats.
But he was at the field. Maybe he wasn't
You can
playing.
go to the field and watch people play.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe we made our 2 picks. That's why he's on my all-defensive team.
I have a question for you.
Wasn't he? Oh no, Tyler Rush is on this team.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
I was looking at them playing, and I really believe that all 3 of them are Division 1 players. But can you please rank me as receivers? Avery, Ryan, not as receivers, as players in general. Avery, Ryan, and Victor.
That's hard, but Will's played with all of
It's
them.
really hard. For me, they're like...
I think Will's best place to answer this one because he's literally played it with. You played with all
I'll
of
talk
them.
about dishing the ball.
I can
Avery,
make passes.
Ryan, and Victor.
Like, for me, legit, if you had like to give a rate to those players, they'd be within 0.1,
Yeah, I
0.2.
really
They
think so.
really like. So, like, no knock to no one if you're third on that list. If you're third by, like, this much.
Yeah.
And this much is not much, right?
No, for me, like... it's
They're
freaking-
so
no,
different.
The only thing I'd be able to say, I don't want to say for sure, but the one thing I say, I would take Avery at number 1.
I think overall,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I'd take Avery at number 1.
If we're looking both ways, but it's like
not,
one.
not including quarterback, because I'd
Yeah.
obviously quarterback then definitely pick Avery, but
I
think
mean,
I'd
Ryan
take
can throw
Avery.
too, right?
That's true, yeah, but I think Avery has the highest upside. Who would be your number 1?
Victor.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah, I just love his energy. He's my favorite player in the whole league
That is true.
after Carlos.
That is true.
1A, 1B. No, I have to go Victor. I saw him play this weekend. I had a flash that I love his style. I love his aggressiveness. I really believe if you put Victor tomorrow in a Division 1 game, he'd be really, really able to not shut down a top receiver in Division 1 because it's really hard to do in general, but he'd be able to contain him. He'd be able to hold his own. Easy.
He's an old school type of player.
Yeah,
Like
he's
a dog.
like
He's like a Jimmy Butler. He's a Jimmy Butler.
a dog.
He's a Jimmy. He's a Jimmy.
He's a dog.
He's
a dog.
He's a dog.
He's a Jimmy Butler.
Dog.
I think he's Jimmy Butler.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah. Like no knock to Ryan. Like for me, I feel like Ryan is maybe the best offensive weapon. Victor is the best defensive
I
weapon.
mean, if Ryan was on average
even
Joe's,
the
you
best
have a
overall.
different opinion on him.
Yeah, at the end of the
If Ryan
game,
was on average Joe's, you have a different opinion on him.
at the end of the, let's not talk about that anymore. But like for me, when you think about offense, you think about Ryan. When you think about defense, you think about Victor. And if you want the best of both worlds,
Yeah.
you go get
I think
everything.
that's a good call.
Yeah, that's how I see it. But I was looking at them, I'm like, wow. Like, as much as Owie is a good quarterback, he has all the weapons he needs. Like, we're talking about those three guys, we're talking about those three guys, and Ashton is better than all of those three guys by a mile.
Yeah.
And they're still ballers.
Not only by a mile.
Not by a mile, but like half a mile.
And then we have Ben Denis.
You know how many meters on a
7-11.
mile?
Huh?
Like 8. Then we have Ben Denis, and then we have Jazzy.
You're an American.
And then we didn't even talk about Baby Maynard.
There's Baby Maynard also.
Yes,
Yeah,
where he
no.
got 2 picks. Come
No.
on now, stop playing with me, dog.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's why you had him on your defensive
That's what
team.
I said a minute and a half ago.
Yep.
Those 2 picks,
Victor had 11 tackles.
How many?
11.
were those 2 picks the reason you put him on this week?
I didn't even know you got a pick.
Okay. Last but not least, Idaho Spritz Gang. 2 backup quarterbacks in this game. We're not going to talk about it all that much. I was initially surprised that Spritz Gang only put up 7. Not that surprised that they got a 40-burger scored on them, but then I saw they had a backup quarterback.
I know it's been an hour and 40 minutes. I know you said we're going to talk about it much, but we're going to talk about it much. That game was chirpy.
Jeff's not going to be on the show next week.
Yeah, for reals.
Oh, you have to. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, the game was chirpy. Apparently, there was an attempt to injure here and there. Little sprinkles got thrown in.
Yeah.
Manu scored 3 touchdowns. Ryan scored 2.
Manu scored 3 touchdowns and he celebrated, I think, 11 times in the game. It was crazy. I don't know why he was smelling his index all game. I'm like, what happened with your index? Was like, did you put it up your ass and want to see if it smells good?
It's the opposite, bro.
He's like, what's that? He's like, CD Lamb does that. CD Lamb does that. I'm like, okay, why are you doing it? You're not in the NFL.
My dog, he could be in the NFL. Come on now.
He also got 2 sacks.
He balled out.
Our boy GF got a pick 6 in this game.
Yeah.
2 picks. Well, that's it. Next week, we got Marvel's Jagerbomb. Who do you guys got?
Oh, by the way, I think he got an interception as a rusher.
Come on.
You can't just say you think.
No,
Did he or did he not?
I'm pretty sure. And he said, "Stop testing me, boy!" He
loves that.
Reflection. It was really
He
sick.
loves that. He loves that.
Yeah.
My dog.
You can confirm, but I'm like 95%
well,
sure.
Yeah.
Shout out. So Jagerbomb Marvel's next week. The only D2 game.
Jagerbomb
I'm
Marvels.
giving this to Jagger.
What the hell is that schedule? It's the only two.
My guy, we get a 2. We have a longer break from Thunder Buddies than the NFL player get from Super Bowl at the start of September.
I think our next game in with Thunder Buddies is in fall.
2025. Yeah, you're right.
Fall season.
Come on, man.
Jagerbomb Marvels. I'm going Jagerbomb.
So if Marvels win this game, it's going to be a 3-way tie between Jagerbomb, Marvels, and Pocket
You
Rockets.
love to see that. You love to see that.
Who are you going with, Willie?
I'm gonna go with Jagerbomb.
And if I tell you that Simone Shen's not there, do you guys change your pick?
Nope.
No.
Because Louis Mathieu Dufour just balled the ball out.
The Marvels are on the 1-game winning streak. They're hot.
They are. I'm telling you, it's not a team you want to play.
It's what? Not a team you want to play?
Nope.
What team do you want to play in D2 besides Spritz Gang?
Even Spritz Gang, you don't want to play them
that's
because
true.
they're probably going to win with a forfeit.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, Marvel coming up, a big win against Nice CDs who just beat Jagerbomb. So you don't know, huh? Maybe it's going to be a trifecta where A beats B and B beats C and C beats A.
And then D comes in and beats ABC.
Probably.
Alright, Division 1.
Division 1.
What an MFL thing for the Gros Coq to beat the Outlaws and then for them to lose against Iron Wolves.
I want to take a time to clap for both of you guys because past 4 seasons, I believe, Gros Coq had sub problems and they waited for you two bozos to talk shit about them For them to show up 10 players on the field on
I
Saturday.
picked Gokak to win this game.
They were ready. Yeah, but you both picked them not to be favored in the championship, even though they're defending champions. And they really came. And before the game, they put on their gloves, they put on their flags, they took a chip out of their bags, they put it on their shoulders, and they was writing Terry and Willie on it. And they balled the heck out.
That's exactly what I wanted.
And at the end of the game, Alexis made a big play to like seal the deal. And Dom was going, yeah, keep picking against us, keep picking against us, keep doubting us. And he was talking to you two bozos.
Well, I picked them to win this game.
So did I.
And we found a way to beat them. So.
I only said that they were not my favorites because I picked them to beat Outlaws, knowing that's how they would beat Outlaws. And I'll get my pick right.
It was enough for them to show up 10 at the field.
They took it personally.
They did.
The Michael Jordan. And I took that personally.
Insert that clip right here.
And I took that personally.
Let's go.
The only thing I know about this game is that you said is that Steve played like Nanaji's left toe.
I never said that.
Okay,
Steve
so
said
you
it himself.
fine, your words were Steve played like fucking shit. Those were your words.
He did play like
Sorry for swearing for those. I mean, I had to put you out in this place. But can you tell me anything else besides that in this game?
So that's the line that resumes the game easily. No, it was. Listen, Steve was tired. Sometimes like we're not professionals. I said that in the past. There's a reason why we're not in the NFL. Sometimes you come to the field and nothing's working. That day was Saturday for Steve. So yeah, he wasn't in sync with his receivers. He was thinking left, we were going right. He was thinking right, we were going left. He was thinking hooking goals, and we were going on goals. And
That happens every week, no?
It happened a lot last week. So yeah, it was an off game, but nonetheless. It was more on Grokak showing up, and it was more on Grokak having that chip on their shoulders. And it was really more on Grokak being super excited that Brest was back. They balled out
Is
big
Brest
time.
their best player, excluding Dom?
Yes, but my game ball would go to LeMay, hands down. Like, I was looking at Grokak this past weekend, and we did the top 5 offensively, and I think you picked Ferrand. But the thing with Grokak is,
Dom's ball distribution is the best in the
Yes,
NFL.
exactly. They don't have like a top dog, even though Alexis is getting there, but at the same time, Alexis had a bad game against Iron Wolves.
No one had more than 4 catches in this game.
That's the thing.
And they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys at least a catch.
Yeah.
8 guys at least 2 catches.
They don't have a weakness.
Yeah, that's well
They
said.
do
That's
not
very well
have a
Their height?
weakness.
But
But
it
at the
almost plays to their advantage.
But at the same time, yes, their height is a weakness, but they're so fast.
How does it play to their advantage, Willie?
Because I think, like Josh said, they're quicker, and I think that part of the chip on their shoulder is because they're short. Like they feel like, look, people are going to underestimate us, and like that's how they kind of get their vibes.
It
on.
actually makes sense.
Somewhat.
No, not so
Well,
much.
actually, as
Yeah.
if I,
No, it makes sense. It
That's
makes
what I was
sense.
gonna say.
No, it makes sense. I give you your props.
Yeah, respect. No, but
Okay.
come on, you got me, I got you.
Manu.
She wasn't. Oh yeah, what would you say? Go Clock or quickly take it. Do you think their offense is better or their defense is better?
Oh, that's a
Because
really...
the Go Clock have a heck of a good defense.
Offense.
I would agree with you, but I
Offense.
think it's actually closer than we think.
No, it's often because their best players is playing on offense.
But look, they gave up 25 in the loss, but they gave up 25 points against Iron Wolves. That's not a lot in the loss, and they gave up 14 to Outlaws.
Yeah, I think they're really well rounded.
Yeah.
They're one of the teams that it's the closest, but I'd still go with the offense just based on the fact that like I think this team could score at will if they wanted to.
Yeah.
I agree. I think like Dom is why you give the edge to the offense too.
They could really, really score at.
Well.
Arno Centurions.
Oh man, okay. A few things. A lot on my mind in this game. Number one,
So many
what a comeback by Centurions. We were winning 21-7 in this game at halftime, getting the ball.
Told me you had a choke job.
I said to Mario, what's the score? He goes, I think it's 21. I said, no, DeMario, it's 0-0. Come on now. And we played like it was 21-7. We let them come back in the game. A few balls to Mario would have won it back. But Centurions played this game very well. They played this game smart. What I like about them is they never seem to be pressed. They're never pressed no matter what the score is. They always have that same look on their face. And they were playing as if they were up 21-7. There was no stress. They made big plays on defense. First possession of the second half, they got a key interception, which was big. And then, from there on, their offense made the plays.
Xavier Colette, man.
I was exactly gonna say that.
Yeah, it's worth cutting him off.
Yeah, I was exactly.
4 touchdowns on 7 catches, 75 yards, 2 picks on defense. I think he's more known for his defensive side of the ball.
He had a pick that was like the Air Jordan dunk.
When he goes up in the air, he gets taller.
But he caught it like this in the air. And he was DeMar was playing me a post in the back of the end zone, and he caught like this, doom, and he just stood there in the air like this, literally. Posted to the camera, but and then
There's 4 games played in the season so far. How many touchdowns does he have? Don't look.
6.
4.
9. 9. Who's the closest to him?
Andrew.
What?
A bunch of guys with 6. Laurent, Ashton, Andrew has 5. He's first in the league by a lot, sir. And he's up there in yards. I think he's top 6, top 10. 234
I thought of him
yards.
for my top 5 defenders earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
Should have picked him.
I think I have a solid squad.
Quick shout out. I believe it was Vincent Hulot. I believe I butchered that name. But unfortunately, he took an elbow from our boy JF and was bleeding quite a bit, actually. But he was okay. I was a fan from the stands came. I believe it was one of their moms. And he was super supportive.
Imagine if it was his girlfriend.
What?
Imagine if it was his girlfriend.
If it was his girlfriend,
Or
then
sister.
then I say we think there was a bit of a problem. But
Love has no age, Willie.
breach.
You should know that better than anyone.
He was shouting on his team and giving them, and he came back in the second half so much so that we started giving them we were clapping because we didn't think he would come back. But he was okay. We gauzed him up, and he was good. But this game, you got to give credit to their defense. Their defense made clutch plays at the time, and I love the way these guys stayed even keel throughout the whole game.
That's classic.
You guys went for 2 at the end of it?
We did. Got touchdowns, make it 28-27. We said go big or home, and
Sometimes the script writes itself because this loss for Arnold set up a must-win situation going against the Gros Coq who just defeated the Outlaws. And you guys have their number in underdog situations, don't you?
Yep.
Look, I can talk more about Arnold's here. I think we talked a lot about Gukuk. We were 0-3, and I don't want to say we saved the season with that win, but we really needed the win. And I think with Iron Wolves is we play better with our backs against the wall, and I think a lot of times in any division 1 through 5, you really can tell who wants the game more and who needs the game more. And in this game, you could tell we needed the game more. We played the better game. Gokuk didn't have their best game. I think a few of them had drinks in between the games. You can kind of tell we didn't get their best game. But all 6 of us were like, we need to win this game. We played this game like it was a playoff game. You know, it was a game that Gokuk could afford to lose, but we couldn't. And we played that from start to finish. Stanley had a heck of a game. Demario had a good game as well. Laurent's been clearly Demario's number 1 target. And... yeah, it was a solid game, and we were down the majority of the game. We ended up coming back, and our defense stood tall, and we made a stop late in the game.
I got 2 questions for Jeff. Who's your favorite to win it all right now in D1? Is it still Gokuk?
Yeah.
So you're closing your eyes on the loss to the worst team in the league?
I'm not closing my eyes. First of all,
based on the standings.
Based on the standings, they're the worst team in the league. But based on the games they played, they're not the worst team in the league.
So who's the worst team in the league based on the games they played?
I don't think you can target a team that's like the worst team in the league. There's 2 wins separating the first and the last team in the standings.
Yeah, but if season ended today, there's one team not making the playoffs. That's Iron Wolves.
Yes.
And they just beat Gokuk.
Yeah, but you make an argument that they're not the worst team in the league because they just...
So can you make an argument that Gokuk are not the favorites?
Yes,
or
but I'd
you?
Still have them as my favorites.
Okay, but it's arguable.
Yes.
Okay. Last week was maybe less debatable.
Yes.
But today the debate is more open.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
But they're still favorites.
I could agree with that.
Yeah.
I just want to say that it's not as close as it once was.
I mean,
at the same...
For me, I pick Outlaws as favorites, so I think that's out the window. I mean, for now, where obviously they could change things, but I had Outlaws as the favorites, and that was completely shut down. So I really think it's between Gokuk and Trollers.
Yeah, I also think it's between Gokuk and
I'd give
Trollers.
the edge to Gokuk
But
as well.
listen, respect to the Division 1 in general, because yes, Iron Wolves are 1-3. They're last in the division right now, but they had a really close game against Outlaws. They had a really close game against Centurion.
You don't make the playoffs by losing close games.
They just beat... I hate when he doesn't let us finish our point. I know he's not wrong.
I really don't like him that much, but he's not wrong.
You still won against Gokuk. If I tell you that Iron Wolves finished second in the division at the end of the season, I wouldn't be shocked.
When I'm telling you, said you'd be shocked?
I'd be shocked.
I was going to say that. You brat.
Second, yes.
When I'm telling you, I'm not just saying this. When we could have been 3-1, we could have been the game against you guys.
Exactly.
A very winnable game, and we were up 14.5.
Exactly my point.
Idols don't want to be second. The best shot at them making the finals is by finishing 4th.
Maybe,
and
honestly,
upsetting
maybe.
the first place team.
Maybe.
Because then you'll take them lightly, and then they'll play their best game of the season in that semifinals, and that's their best shot at making the finals.
Well, I'll tell you something, boys. We have a huge game coming up this week against Centurions. Look at the standings and tell me the game between Arnolds and Centurions ain't big.
It's average.
You can argue that the 2 games against Outlaws against Trollers and Gokuk is bigger.
Do Outlaws need to go 2-0?
Do they need to go 2-0?
Yes,
no,
for
they
them.
don't need to go 2-0.
No, for them. I'm not saying to make the playoffs. For them, do they need to go 2-0?
No. They could go 1-1 and slide to the regular. We're used to seeing a dominant Outlaws regular season where they go 9-1, 10-0, at worst 8-2 when Steve missed a game. But the last 2 seasons, their regular season has not translated to the playoff success, right? So they could just cruise to the regular season at this point. 4 out of the 5 teams make it, and they got to bring their A game in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, they just have to peak at the right time.
Yeah.
What was your second question?
Oh, the first was, is Gold Cup still a favorite? And if you said yes, I was going to ask, you're closing your eyes on their loss?
No, I'm not.
No, I think you have to.
It happened, but they had a couple of drinks between the games, and Alexis Ferrand had a blunder of a move that I did also a couple of seasons ago. That he celebrated before he got into the end zone, and he threw an interception.
He actually spoke to me about it, and like literally, I said the exact thing that happened to Jeff.
Yeah, I told him to.
But also, it's like it's the referee's discretion, and
I wouldn't call that.
I agree. I think that it has to literally be directed into the face of a player. I'd even be hesitant to call an unsportsmanlike conduct if no one is around. You know?
Yeah.
Like if he's 20 yards past the last player, if he wants to walk in sideways, high step, and all that, I think it's okay. But like once again, it's so circumstantial that like I was not there. I didn't know what happened the play before. Was there trash talk? Like how close the game was? How did it get heated? So there's obviously circumstances where it could be okay, but yeah.
I forgot to give a shout out to Vince because Hollowak is used to reffing in the league we don't talk about. But he reffed and he ended up throwing the flag.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, the touchdown's going to be awarded, but we're going to apply it after. I said, it's not how it works in MFL, and Vince completely backed me up on that. So that was.
But it could work like that. So like I said, it's the referee's discretion. It's him to determine if the unsportsmanlike act was taunting directed at another player's face, right? Like. But the way what I understood from that call, I would say I don't think it should have been a taunting.
Still respect.
The point was, Vince was very gentlemanlak. I'm sorry, you trying to take away your shirt.
You know what Will told me? I pulled the jaff and I convinced the ref of the wrong thing.
But I legit thought that it was like honest to God a penalty no matter what.
Oh, you pulled the jaff, that guy.
All right, that's it for the show. We got a couple more things to do. I want to give a shout out to the Brassard podcast. You best believe you better be watching this week because I'm going to be on that show.
What?
It was actually a really good show. I'd say Matthew's best ever, even though Goldrick and John were great guests.
He's only saying that because he's on it.
Also, because I want people to
You were on it?
He just said that.
Oh, I thought you were filming it today.
No, we filmed it on Sunday. Right after Brassard, everything was fresh. No, like, poor guy Matthew, he has like 4 views. Like, when people start watching it, like, he's talking about, like, he has trouble sleeping at night. He's thinking of ways he could do to get more people on. So, like,
that's so mean. He actually has 4 views.
Maybe 6 now. I watch as many times as I can to try to up the views. I'm just kidding. But for real, watch his show. Watch his show. It was a great show. I tried to throw in Montreal as much as I can in there. Spoke about you guys. Spoke about other guys.
Respect.
It was actually good. Like it's quick. You know, there's only like 12 seasons in Brassard.
Yeah.
We spoke about my favorite football movie, songs, favorite color.
Longest yard, eh?
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Of course.
Why did you spoil the people?
Wow. They should have known that. They know about Belize. They know it's longest yard.
Don't spoil them. Who's my favorite NFL team? We spoke about that too.
Miami Dolphins.
My condolences.
Yeah, so make sure you tune in to watch the Brassard show. I think it's gonna be released Thursday or Friday. It was actually pretty funny. It was really funny. We laughed a lot. Also, there was a second special guest about your age, Willie. He made his appearance. Matt Sears' little son, Jacob. He's adorable. So you should tune in and watch the show. Just
nice
to see him.
He's 9, eh?
Huh?
He's 9 years old.
He's 2.
Wow.
We also have a 2-year-old on the show every week.
I was filming with Matt Sears, and then someone walks in with like a little baby voice, like, "Oh, we're okay." So yeah, bold predictions.
I feel like going D3 this week.
Okay, we're gonna do 3, 4, 5 because
you pick your own division.
I'm gonna soul.
You do 3, Jeff does 4, I do 5.
I'm going first. Division 3.
I wanted to go 2. You
no,
wanted to do 4?
Two only has one game.
But that's why I wanted to do 2.
No.
You want me to do 4?
Yeah, you're doing 4. Go ahead, Willie.
I can go first?
You have to go first.
Alrighty, here we go. Red Cats Double Dippers.
Okay.
Double Dippers scored a ton of points last week.
Yes, they did.
Red Cats, I believe they scored 33, which isn't a ton of points, but it's still a lot of points.
Yeah. Your boy Simon.
Dumas will not be very happy about this game defensively. Because in this game, each quarterback will throw for at least 9 touchdowns. Avery and Blais will combine for at least 18 touchdowns, each of them throwing 9.
That's bold.
Yep, I noticed. Thank you.
Jeff.
Sooners Iron Rules. We got our boy Jason McAleer. There you go. Throwing against
That'd be a good game.
Against
Diego.
And I say Connor has more rushing yards.
Connor has more rushing yards?
Yep.
Than
Diego.
Connor, who does not play quarterback.
Yes, he does.
He means
Jason,
Jason.
sorry. No,
Oh, okay,
because
okay.
there's also Connor. No, I said Jason.
Okay.
How about Jason?
Jason, who I think has 0 rushing yards up to date.
No, he has some rushing yards,
I
but
think
not as much.
How many does he have?
6.
18.
He's the first for everything.
Yeah, that's because I read Connor there. He has 8 attempts for 37 yards.
Wow, that's very bold.
That's why it's called a bold prediction. Please run, Jason.
He ain't a runner. He throws it to his son and he runs.
He ain't a runner, he ain't no track
I'm gonna go with
star.
Sour Peach Kiss My Pass.
That's a solid game.
By the way, Kiss My Pass has to be the worst name in the whole division.
I actually find it not that bad.
It's not that strong.
It's not better than like Foot Fungus, but like,
Foot Fungus is actually
why
pretty
don't I
funny.
Kiss My Pass?
It doesn't mean anything.
Was it for Kiss My Ass?
Well, it's like Kiss My End Zone means something. Like,
Exactly, that's also a shitty name.
Why is there 88 games in Div 5?
because there's 45,000 teams.
Holy cow.
Okay, what's your bold prediction?
Kiss My Pass Sour Peeps. I'm gonna say just
9:30 a.m.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, and you know the Sour Peeps like to be out early, right? Jocelyn Wallet throws less incompletions than whoever's quarterback for Kiss My Pass throws interceptions.
Okay, Jeff, tell him to re-say that.
I think I got it.
You want to repeat it for Willie?
Yeah.
He throws more interceptions than the other guy has completions?
Incompletions.
Incompletions.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty bold, no?
So you got Kiss My Pass winning the game.
No. How did I make Kiss My Pass win the game?
Sour Peeps quarterback throws more interceptions.
No.
Incompletions.
Throws less incompletions
Oh!
than...
Lesniak.
So like, let's say Lesniak's quarterback and he throws 0 interceptions. That means Jocelyn has thrown -1 incompletion.
That's
So
pretty
I'm
good.
assuming there's at least 1 interception thrown by Kiss My
Right.
Pass, and there'll be less incompletion thrown by Jocelyn that game.
You got them peeps?
Yes, I got them peeps.
Almost out of battery.
Battery.
So it's time to end the show. Another 2-hour show. Hope you guys enjoy it.
We talk way too much.
Next week's gonna be report cards. It'll probably be 4-hour show.
Oh, it's gonna be report cards next week.
You're not on the show next week. John, pay us double. This is getting ridiculous.
What do you mean?
I have things to
What
do,
did
bro.
what
I
did,
have things to
what
do.
did the guy say last weekend about the show?
Let me do the show alone.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Kevin, for a guy that writes articles the way you write articles, I don't like your comment or whatever. He said that me and you talk out of our asses, and we're coming for Kevin. It's like if I tell you that you're.
Hey, you didn't talk about the bruh. Too much?
Oh, there was no bruh segment. Is Armante again?
It's Armani again.
What about Leo and Kevin?
No. The
Bro,
bruh.
I'm not sure we should get into that.
The bruh segment was when I went off on average shows. There you go.
Go to the D3 segment. See you guys Saturday.
Yo, Bobby!